I don't think it made the post for me. Let me see. Oh yeah, no, it did. Let me repost it.
I wonder if there's a pin emoji.
Yeah, there's a pin emoji. Let me see if the party stream is working. Yes, it is. Oh shit! Hell yeah!
We're making the announcement. We're making the announcement. Party and Poly Market is live now.
No way! Poly Market and Party live. That's crazy.
Right.
That's crazy. Are you the first streaming platform to integrate Poly Market at this level? How's this gonna? Yo, what's good, Humble? What's good, chat? Yo, if you guys are just joining, whether that's on Party or X or wherever you're just joining, like and repost. We're gonna be going through. It's gonna be a little bit of a different stream today. It's not just gonna be like a boring like interview. We're gonna be talking about the world. Obviously, there's a lot of crazy shit going on. We're gonna be talking about prediction markets. We're gonna be talking about sort of what's next. What's gonna be next for crypto? What's gonna be next for the economy, the global economy? Yeah, sorry if you hear any background noise. But yeah, excited to be doing this. What's going on, Brian? What's up? What's up?
Yo, what's up, Faded? I just opened the stream on my parties, so I'm hearing double volume at the moment, so I just muted that. But yeah, hey everyone, I'm Brian. I'm the founder of Party. On our Twitter at Join the Party, we just announced that we partnered with Polymarket. We are the first streaming platform. That's what you just asked, Faded, to integrate prediction markets directly into the platform and the streams. So it's really simple. Anyone can come sign up. It takes about 1 minute, and you can then go through the different markets right on party.com and hit the predict button. And then you can pin a market you want to talk about to your live chat. And anyone who trades your market on your page, you get half the fees. So it's a pretty simple setup, but I think it's a first unique merger of sort of the media aspect of, you know, what Polymarket is directly to the actual trading on the financial markets that they've created. So it's a pretty dope combo. And yeah, I mean, we could share a screen, kind of go through some markets.
Yeah. Let's do it. I wanted to pin down here. So if anyone wants to follow along on this new update, massive news, literally just broke like a few minutes ago. So if you guys want to follow along and like actually look at the markets and how it's integrated into Party, you can go to party.com/the creator. I pinned it right here, so you guys can always join in there. But yeah, let's get are you getting the screen share up? You want me to get a screen share up? Let's get a screen share up.
Yeah, I just am gonna share the screen now. Give me 1 second.
Copy.
All right, can you all see it now?
Let me get it on here. Bam, we're here.
Yeah, so head over to party.com. You'll see us on the homepage, but /the creator is the page. It's my page that we're on now. So you can hop in the chat there and we can start looking at markets.
Let's peep. You got the first one up. Netanyahu out by March 31st, 1%. April 30th, 4%. I personally, I don't know. I don't see him. I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't know.
I don't either. A lot of people speculate he's dead. I'm sorry to ruin the party for all the people that think so, but I think he's alive, and he ain't going anywhere. I'm with you on that one. So if you click the predict tab here on the left, you'll see all the various options. So everything that's available on Polymarket is available here to trade. So, different categories, geopolitics, finance. So what do you want to take a look at, Fade?
I want to look at some of the war stuff. I know it's like dark. I know it's brutal, but like I'm genuinely curious. I've been watching a lot of these. Some of the Lego, like the Lego. Have you seen the Iran Lego propaganda shit?
Yeah, it's like a crazy world we're living in where you've got tweets and troll videos being exchanged over X from like presidents and Islamic extremist regimes. It's not real. Like how is this real life, right?
Bro,
it's insane, right?
Bro, it's fucking crazy. But like this is a new form of propaganda, I think, right? So let's look at some of these markets. Will the Iranian regime fall by March 31st? That's at 1%. Yeah, because it's done. The end of the month is already here. US forces enter Iran, but 18% by the 31st and 59% by the 30th. That's fucked. I mean, I thought about 10,000 troops were mobilized. Am I wrong in thinking that?
That's I think that is true. I mean, actually, that's one that I was thinking about earlier today. Like, let's pin that to my chat. Where is it here on the screen?
Yeah, it was on the top left, I think. Top left. U.S. forces enter Iran.
So yeah, I really need that.
That's crazy. So now,
yeah. I think it's a decent bet to go yes here, actually, on March 31st. It's over 5-1. They've sent 10,000 something in there. Trump's been doing his whole like pretend that, we're talking peace, and then he just keeps attacking more. And, news from today is that they were just hammering them with more, bombing. So, I mean, $100 prediction, it wins you 564 if it ends up happening, which we don't want things like this to happen. But no. What's cool about prediction markets is it's giving you this, realistic estimate of what the real world believes may or may not happen and what those odds are. And it's a number that is far more accurate than listening to just like Fox News or CNN, right? So that's kind of the real value of these prediction markets is you see where the money's going, what it's, hedging itself on, or, having conviction behind, 84% of the market here says it ain't happening by 31st. So that's a lot of conviction, right? But it's wild times. And from a, ROI perspective, when we talk about the 31st, that's 4 days away. You're getting 16% on your dollar for 4 days, right? So I think that's quite a high ROI for something just a few days away if nothing happens. And I know a lot of poly market traders have made a lot of money just betting no over and over. But it's, these are the realistic odds. So it's probably priced correctly. I mean, what are your thoughts?
I think so. I mean, the thing is like there's so much insider. Party is legit. Yo, shout out Preston. Bro, this is crazy. Like this is crazy that it's like super integrated like this, that we're able to like just talk about shit. I hope not. I have a lot of friends that actually serve in the military. I've been making sure to, keep up to date with them. So for me, it's a little bit more personal. I like don't want it to be true, but the reality is shit is not looking good. And I don't know, like, basically, I feel like I'm being fed propaganda every day on X of like two different things. Like if you were to just take all these fucking like propaganda, like Lego fucking movies or whatever, like you would think the US is getting absolutely cooked, like destroyed. But I promise you, there's probably a lot that's happening on the ground there that we don't know about. I mean, the entire country is in a blackout. So whether Iran is in a vulnerable state or not, I don't think we'll ever know the real truth. That said, I don't think there will be a regime change there, which is what the US and Western powers are seeking, unless there's a ground invasion. Things are piling up every single day, whether it's by the 31st or not. I don't think so. It seems like things are a little bit too like hot right now. I mean, if I was Trump, I wouldn't do it by the 31st, but by the 30th, That's like a guarantee. I think by some point next month, if this shit doesn't end, we will be in a full fucking ground invasion of Iran. A lot of, unfortunately, a good amount of U.S. troops are going to be sacrificed, basically.
Yeah, it'd be a disaster. I think if it happens, it's a betrayal to what Trump was elected on. That's just being realistic. Some people say, hey, he had to do this, but we were told he was going to negotiate his way through these geopolitical issues that everyone knows have been there and they've been outstanding. But we were told that there'd be deals that get made, there'd be no new wars. So it'll be the ultimate betrayal if he sends ground troops. And, this is coming from someone who I really supported Trump. I didn't vote in the last election. I actually was living in Dubai. So I was there when the war started. I left. And it's just, insane to see how, terrible decisions can just completely flip something that was going so well, which is that entire region. It was so peaceful and successful and growing. And now the whole thing's in jeopardy. And some of those, people from the region have spoken out and had to delete their tweets, for asking the honest question of who gave permission to start this war, And no one, really. That's the honest truth, right? So, I hope it doesn't happen, but we'll see.
Do you think you'll go back to Dubai? And actually, the thing is, Brian, we kind of just went in and raw dog this whole thing. I'm reading the comments. People are super interested in party. Shout out Preston, shout out Humble Simon. One of the things, I guess, for anyone that doesn't know party or Brian or yourself, can you kind of just give us an overview? How did party come to be? How long has it been around? What is some of your builder journey? I know we've talked about this privately before, and it inspired me a lot. It still inspires me a lot. But yeah, I think for anybody else coming in completely fresh, I think it'd be really, really good information to get a little bit of this story out there. And then I have I'm pulling up some clips from the propaganda and the war. We can start going through those in other markets as well too. But yeah, the party story. How the hell did we get here? How did party start?
And like you said, we just jumped into it. We should let people get in here, Let me send out a Discord notification to the audience, and maybe we should send an email out and get this, get a crowd coming. It's a bit early for streaming. We usually stream at nighttime, but let's try to get some folks in here, because we went right into the thick of it there. You're right.
We went right into World War III and fucking bombs and
jumped
Islamic propaganda.
That's right. Yeah, Polymarket's about to retweet the announcement, so I think we'll be getting a bit of a crowd in here soon.
Fire.
Yeah. So let's see.
Let me send this out to our group.
Discord. You got a Discord and shit?
Yup. I'm gonna blast it on Discord.
Let's blast it all. Tell them to come to party.com/thecreator. Get in the live chat. Make some trades on some markets, and let's get this party popping.
Let's do it.
Trying to find our Discord.
I sent it into my TG group. Let's do a fat raid.
Let's raid this shit. Man, I got too many channels open on Discord. I can't even find the party Discord. What the fuck is it?
Do you like party more, or do you like Discord more than GM? What's good, Alpha Clip?
It's just there's such different audiences from Telegram and X to Discord and Instagram and TikTok. And the thing about streaming is the more mainstream audiences are on TikTok, Instagram, Discord, especially for streaming, is kind of where it's all at. So we're kind of merging the two worlds a little bit here, where crypto Twitter may actually be interested in something like this. because it's more like market centric. And, you know, like when you have like gossip streaming and like IRL stuff.
Yeah, I'm super interested. I mean, I think just streaming as a whole is going to be, it's kind of Orwellian, especially like in LA. It's like kind of crazy. Like you go to a streamer party and like everybody's streaming, bro. Like it's actually insane.
Has
and you
the
see
LA
all these
crowd
cameras.
totally, has it just turned into like everyone has a camera rolling now?
Everybody has a camera everywhere you go. Like if you go to let's say a big party, like an influencer party or something, there would be like probably like 20 or 30 groups of people with like different camera crews like following them around. It's kind of crazy. So
see, that kind of sucks, right? Because like the house parties in LA were like really cool, and now it's
because they're discreet and chill and stuff. Yeah, no, now it's like now it's a whole thing. It's a whole production. That said, I like IRL streaming, especially if I go to an event. It's kind of fun to do it. People treat you differently. I mean, I'll just be completely honest. Like you get VIP, you get to walk in wherever the fuck you want. Like people will treat you 100% differently. But yeah, it's definitely interesting to see.
Let's see. I gotta get the chat up. I got so many windows open. I need to clear these out. I'm just trying to get all the notifications out on Discord. So Discord's out.
Oh, let me send it in text DMs. Do that.
Okay, dope. Okay, it's out on Discord. Let's get it on our Telegram channel.
Should I stream on party today? Yeah, Preston, do it. Do it. Do it. I'll pull up
some markets.
Yeah, fire up a stream on party today, and then we can do markets. Like literally, prediction markets are live. And wait, just so I'm pretty sure do you get paid a portion of the traffic? Like, how does that work? Like for the streamers, isn't there like some sort of like benefit for the streamers?
Yeah, so when you pin the markets to your chat, you get half the fees of anyone trading it. So like if someone trades my market, you'll see a cool like pop-up notification that's like someone just made a trade on your market. It goes right in your live chat so you can see it. It's pretty sick.
Oh, that's fucking gangster.
And then on the earn tab on the left, or actually on the referral tab, if you refer people, you get half the fees forever on that account. But in that same tab, you can see your pinned market volume and what your earnings are in real time. You know, it's day one of the launch, so just like expect maybe little display bugs here and there. Just, you know, put it on our Discord support channel.
Yo, Preston, set up on party. I'll run one to you later, bro. Set it up. It's super easy. It's sick. Honestly, most people don't even know. Like, Party has a whole in-app wallet and like this whole like thing, dude. It's like there's a lot going on.
So if you click the portfolio here, you can like see. You know, I didn't deposit. I'm in the U.S., so I can't trade here. But it's so easy. Like you can deposit any currency. It auto converts it into the Polygon USDC that you need for the prediction markets on Polymarket. So like you'll just see your balance go right here. Super easy. And then yeah, like when you want to stream and talk certain markets, you just go to the predict tab here and we can just go through and pick some. So like, you know, I already pinned this one. We'll talk about that. It's will the Iranian regime fall by April 30? I think this one's interesting. Will the U.S. invade Iran by March 31st? I would actually predict that. And it's only a 17 cent. Or, whoa, shit. It says 11 cents.
11. It's at 11 now.
Bro, did it just punt from? Didn't we just see it? Whoa. So, I mean, you're getting almost 10 to 1 that Trump, like, sends a ground invasion in the next 4 days, that's not bad because there's 10,000 troops right there ready to go. So it could just happen any minute, right? So that one's kind of interesting. Yeah, and then basically like on your chat here, which you can see on this page, like when someone yeah, and then basically like on your chat here, when someone hits my market, so will the Iranian regime fall April 30? Someone buys at 8.5 cents, you'll see it pop up here, right on the live chat. So like you get notified when people are trading the markets on your channel. So I think that's kind of dope. And so someone in the chat, make a freaking swap or trade so we could see what that looks like. That'd be dope.
Yes. All right. How about this? First person to utilize this feature right now, live. I'll match whatever money you send. So you're basically taking a free bet. I actually want to see it. I want to see what it looks like. It's pretty fucking exciting. I can't do it right now. I'm US based, unfortunately. But when I travel out of the US, I'm gonna be running this up. And it doesn't stop if you are US.
Oh shit! Look, Trendsetter just said yes in the chat.
Yo, shout out Trendsetter. Let's go. Yeah. Trendsetter, let's
go. Let's
no
go.
way.
I'm saving that. I just screenshotted that. That's historic right there. Trendsetter, that's the first live prediction anyone's ever made on Party. So your name makes a lot of sense. Trendsetter.
He's literally goated now. He's the first guy to fucking do this. Might be one of the first live prediction market bets, like live, you know, from this type of tech ever.
I think it was. Yeah, it was. This is history. Yeah, no one's clicked a pin market to a live stream before and predicted in real time. So that's Trendsetter. It was a $5 USDC prediction. You know, we're starting from the bottom and you know, going to make our way up. So Trendsetter, thank you for kicking us off there with the first ever live prediction. I made a lot of test predictions before we launched, so I knew it's working, but that's the first real one.
We had a little feedback here from Preston. When you click the prediction, it takes the stream away. Oh, does it?
So if you click on the yes or the no here, it should pull up the window. But if you click outside of it, you can see the full market. But yeah, you're right. We should open a new tab. So look, we're already getting some optimization and feedback. So I'm gonna write that down. When you click a pinned market and it's not in the yes or no, it takes away from stream. We should open a new tab, right?
Yeah. Or have it like and that'll be $3. There you go. Preston wants his $3. All right.
Sure,
this
man.
is dope.
Send us the deposit address, Preston. We'll get you a little scratch and make some predictions. We'll send you 10 USDC right now, and then you can hit some of these markets with it.
Fire. Yo, what's good, Wasim? What's up? Yeah, if you guys join party.com/the-creator, you can make some live prediction market bets. We're matching some deposits for some early people. So you got to come in here, party.com/the-creator, and you can make some live prediction market bets. Right now, we're talking about just like the overall markets. We've been talking about politics a little bit. That's unfortunately just flooded our entire fucking timeline. You can't even, really avoid it anymore. China, Taiwan. That one is interesting, bro. I saw this article recently about how China has actually like low-key been preparing to invade Taiwan over the last couple months. They've there's a few different tech things that they've built. One is a flying car. They have their first flying car. So this is a vehicle that can take off without a runway. Second is some of the largest drone swarms. So now they have swarms of drones that can operate with 100, 200 plus drones at once. And then the third was they recently came out with this like ultra, like I don't know if it's ultrasound or like radiograph or X-ray or something, but it's able to map the entire ocean floor. It's like this new sort of like radar tech, I guess, for submarines. So that would be crazy. And right now, with everything popping off in Iran, I could see China responding by doing some shit like that. I also recently saw China sent a ship with 50,000 tons of grains and rice to Cuba. So it seems like Party does have an app, by the way, guys. Yes, Humble, they do have an app. It's actually really fucking clean. It's a really clean app. It's on the App Store.
Yeah, app's live. You can download it on iOS. Only caveat being the wallet for Polymarket probably needs another few days before it's in the mobile app, but it's on mobile web. So you can use it on mobile web now, but you can do everything else besides deposit and withdraw on the mobile app. Just grabbing the water.
Very good.
Okay, so China, Taiwan, my take on that, just looking at the market, it's only 10% that it's going to be a no, and that market resolves at the end of the year. So basically, end of March, so you basically have 3/4 of the year left still to only yield 10% if you're right that it's a no. So like I do think a yes at a 10-1 by the end of this year is like a no-brainer compared to just like hoping to yield 10%. Because the risk is way too high. Like just go buy T-bonds for your 5% a year versus risk on only getting 10% that China's not going to invade. I don't think they will, just because of how unsuccessful the last few big country invasions against small country invasions have been. You have, Russia thought they would steamroll over Ukraine. It's still going years later. We have the U.S. thinking they could just like bomb Iran into submission overnight, total fail, and Iran is hoping they invade because it'll just be a bloodbath. So I think China looks at all that and says, okay, Taiwan's got all the same good missile protection and like heavy equipment from the U.S. It's not going to work. And China's smart and they play a long game. I think they're just going to figure out how to coerce that government to get their way and get microchips and the technology in a different manner, as well as, they're only a couple years away from probably being able to produce nearly as high quality of chips. So what's a few years to the, several thousand-year-old civilization that's still going? They don't give a fuck, right?
Yeah. No, it seems like China's playing geopolitics a lot less aggressively than the U.S., right? Like, obviously, like the U.S. is kind of going out and I don't want to say causing issues, but being a lot more aggressive. Seems like China's trying to play the more like peacekeeper role. Like, hey man, we're just here to help everybody, whatever. I mean, it's all just strategic, right? Wasim made a good comment. Taiwan produces more than 90% of semiconductors. I did not know that. So yeah, I don't think, to your point, I don't think this will be invaded anytime soon. Okay, yeah, no, it's an interesting market. I want to pull up one of these videos that have been going fucking viral.
Yeah, Preston, I just thanks again for the product feedback. That was dope.
Fire. Oh, look, this is a whole fucking thread. Yes, this is what I found this morning, bro. This shit is crazy. All right, guys. If you haven't seen any of these videos, I'm gonna show some of them to you. It's just fucking crazy. I don't know how to describe them. But yeah, these are videos that are supposedly being released by the Iranian government. And there's like a whole fucking video series of these. It's like actually insane. One of the things, and I'm not like a proponent for censorship, but one of the things I have been thinking about is like isn't this basically propaganda that is like ending up on an American's timeline? Like, why is, I don't know, it's crazy shit.
It's insane, yeah. But like, this is all because of our own behavior, in my opinion. Like, our being the U.S., we're Americans, and yeah, it's like we act like children, and our leadership is a bunch of fucking idiots. And I am not like a Trump derangement syndrome like person, like I loved Trump, but like we have just thieves and bandits running the government at this point. Like they just openly steal and insider trade and everything, and it's like this is what you get, like they're trolling us for how pathetic some of these people running our country are. So like when I see it, I'm just like, well, I don't really think it's like them being. They're just like they're masterfully showing how childish and like low class our own establishment is. But yeah, run it, dude. That thing is hilarious.
Yeah, let's run it. Let's run it. Yeah. Fucking crazy. God damn. God damn.
Fuck, man. Ah, man, that one hurts. That one hurts. The Burj Al Arab hurt.
Right. This is crazy. Yeah, that's real, guys. That's literally real. Apparently, the IRGC, Iranian government, has been releasing these like funny. I don't even know. It's fucked up to call them funny, actually, because this is like real life. Like, there's like actually real people like getting fucking killed right now, and
Yeah,
our world governments are just treating it like it's a fucking rat beef. It's like, what the fuck? What the actual fuck? So yeah, I mean, I hope this thing calms down pretty soon. Unfortunately, I don't think it will. I think it's going to be a ground invasion. I think this is a years-long war. It seems like we've already poked the bear with Iran, and they're not trying to slow down anytime fucking soon. So basically, unless we go and blow up everything there, I don't see it slowing down.
Yeah, the only reason I don't think it's going to be a multi-year long war is like there's no support for it. And I think if it continues to drag and gas prices go up, it hits your grocery store pricing, which it is already overseas, then I think there's going to be a lot more pushback. Americans, from my observation, I'm in New York right now, aren't paying much attention. If you're not on like crypto Twitter or X, you're not really talking about this much. And, when I'm out and about at various meetups and things happening here in the city, it's not really a topic of conversation except for when people find out I've lived in Dubai for the last 5 years. So maybe they ask me what the deal is, you know. But other than that, it doesn't really get brought up. But like if it starts affecting people's checkbook and costs at home, I think that there'll be a lot of pressure.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that I was pretty surprised about earlier this year was with the Epstein release files or the Epstein files, right? In LA, I've seen protests over the last 2 years with Mexican flags, Persian flags, fucking Ukrainian flag, like all different types of flags in LA, just like protesting, taking the streets, whatever, right? And now I'm like, you know, when there's actually some shit going on, it seems like people are just so like I don't want to say like they just kind of gave up. Like they're just beaten down so much, you know? Like it seems like people just don't give a fuck anymore. As bad as that sounds, like even with all the fucked up stuff happening in the world, I just don't think people care as much anymore, you know? They just kind of accepted it like fuck. It sucks.
Yeah, they've worn us down. They've worn us down. You know, and which is unfortunate because like right now would be the easiest time to push back and get some change and stop an escalation ladder that seems to be, you know, getting more and more intense. It gets harder to stop these things the deeper it gets, right? So, yeah, they've worn us down. I think people are just exhausted and kind of feel powerless to make any change, especially when you have a politician like Trump who said we're going to do, you know, elect me so that we don't go to war with Iran. I mean, these are quotes. Like, he's like, if you elect, you know, Kamala, we're going to war with Iran. And so we elect Trump, and then he starts a completely unnecessary war. And I don't think anyone believes that, like, they were 2 weeks away from a nuclear weapon and all that, because we've just been lied to too many times.
I don't think so. There's no evidence that would support that. I'm gonna look at some of these other markets.
This one's kind of interesting, but at the same time, it's similar to just a land invasion. So I don't think it's. This is like probably the easiest 10% ever.
Which one?
I think the Iranian regime falling by April 30th. So basically, you have 1 month for regime change. I don't even think our own government thinks we're going to have regime change. Everything you see, they've kind of admitted most likely it's not going to turn over to some new regime. So getting 10% on your money in 1 month, not bad, right?
Mm-hmm. This is an interesting one. Will the U.S. confirm that aliens exist by March 31st or December 31st? 16% December 31st.
There's so much fuss about the alien disclosure, and it's all over X. There's been all these meteors and weird sightings the last, whatever it was, week or so. And I think it's BS to distract everybody. So I would bet against aliens. What do you think?
Did you see? I don't know if it's true. I just tried to check if it was true, but aliens.gov I thought got registered. Let me just look in.
It did, but like they're like, it's a troll administration. Like you saw those videos on X the last few days where they had it pixelated and you heard them saying it's launching soon, right? And everyone was freaking out. Like, are they going to launch a nuke? And it was just they're launching some new website called, it's a mobile app for live streams from the White House. So I don't see any alien markets here.
No.
Where did you see that one?
Oh, right here. Here. No, I had it up. Yeah, it's in the trending. It has 21 mil volume.
Oh, shit. I wonder why it's not showing in the search. I'll have to check into that.
The U.S. invade Iran by the 31st.
What about March Madness? Are you into sports?
Yeah. Oh, we do have. There's a whole. I forgot. There's like literally fucking everything here. This is.
Yeah, man. So we got college basketball tonight. I don't know much about the teams. I don't follow this stuff anymore. I was living overseas the last 8 years. So when you're overseas, the time zones, you kind of like fall away from sports a bit. The rest of the world just watches European football, and that's about it.
That's about it. Yeah. One thing I did want to check was the crypto markets. These are interesting. I'm seeing more people call for 40K Bitcoin now. I know you are somewhat of a crypto OG. I guess what are your thoughts on like where we are in terms of the current cycle? Are we still in cycles? Like, is there going to be a reset?
Yeah, I think we are. I think it's still a cycle. Will it look the same as they typically do, which is, your Bitcoin's up, down, but then you have these alt use cases that kind of continue to spur activity in the market and kind of come out of nowhere. So historically, 2017, that was the ICO boom. Then 2020, you had DeFi summer that came out of nowhere. I mean, if you think like this is a bear market, and you probably haven't really been around for some of the other ones, they were so much worse. Like, ETH went up to 1,200 in 2017 and then went down to $80. And like most people who made massive wealth in that time frame made it from ETH. So like ETH basically ran from $3 to $11 to $40 to $120 to $800, and then like, they had some like retraces 50% throughout that time, up and down. But then it did like one last mega pump to 1,200 something, I believe. And then it was just straight down like a rock to 600, like a little relief rally to 800, and then just no relief, just straight down to $80. So like you had people making just like absurd amounts of money in such short time frames. I rode that wave myself, and like I didn't just like sit and ride it all the way to the bottom. I definitely capitulated on the way down, like at different levels. Yeah. But like, man, it was brutal because, it ended early 2018 and kind of never really rallied back. And it took, a couple of years where there's just no hope. And like builders were just building to like no audience. But then all of a sudden, the DeFi use cases started to blossom, and like certain yield mechanisms caught a lot of interest, and then it saved the market, and we had that huge rally. And then like you had people like FTX come along and fuck the whole thing up, right? And crashed the market pretty bad. That was a pretty bad bear market, but it kind of felt like it went by like a little bit quick. And then this was mostly a Bitcoin rally, and then memes are just irresponsible and kind of unacceptable. They kind of ruined the market.
Really? That's your take on memes? Are you anti-memes, anti-meme coins? Or like, where do you kind of see that within the show?
No, I mean, so like I like meme coins. They're fun, but here's where I'm anti-meme coin. A lot of people who came in to crypto and like that was their sort of entry, was like Solana and memes. They didn't get to experience like the true community aspect of crypto that was about more than like the fast launch, the instant run up. There were some coins like Pepe that like developed over longer time frames, and so those were like cooler, right? And they have maybe more longevity. But like then it just got out of control where people would spin one up, run it up to 300 mil. It would last like a month. And they didn't get to experience like what it was like to become a part of like the Chainlink founding community, which was like the purest like community, actual, like we're all in this together vibe that the industry once had. Like you would really hunt out projects in like Slack channels, and you would like fall in love with like the concept of what Chainlink is going to do to bring, real world data onto the blockchain. And then we'd be able to trade instantly and have automated, mechanisms that were going to disrupt trillions of dollars of industry. And like the people really believed and like were diehards, and like they would get in on the crowd sale, and you would actually hold for years and go from, the 30 mil crowd sale all the way to like, I think it hit like a 40 billion dollar FTV after years of like hard work, and whether or not like the value was actually 40 to 60 billion of real value created, like that's clearly up for discussion, but it was like a hell of a ride, and so like a lot of people made a lot of money doing it the right way, where you really invested in community and you like developed apps or like helped just shill, like there was a community job description from everything from like just pure shill to like someone just starting to program like the core code that ended up getting contributed, and they were just random people who like were attracted to this project, which is what the whole point of like the protocol tokens is, right? It's to align incentives for a community to stick together and build together without a centralized entity that has to do everything. And so like, Chainlink is a very centralized team. So like, don't think I'm only specifically referring to that, but like, even Solana, you can really say like there was a time where it was $1 a coin, and there was that like 2,000 person audience who all had their $1 Solana and were like, living like there's no tomorrow and every day matters to get this protocol off the ground. And like it worked, and I just feel like we may never get those days back.
I don't think so either. I think it's also just speaks to how fast the world is moving now, and like just like different generational behaviors. So like this always fascinates me. The average hold times for top Solana traders have dropped drastically, with many high frequency in the trenches traders holding assets for as little as 60 seconds. So if you go on KOL scan and like look at the top leaderboard of like who's like making the most money on chain today, most of these traders are basically getting in and out of trades within like in under a minute. Seconds in some instances.
Yeah, that's so not real. Like, and I guess like just to kind of close the point I was getting to when you asked like, am I against it? No, but it needs to stay in its own category where it's just like casino type launches. Like we know these are pump and dump rugs and that's all they are. Keep it in its own area, but like, can we please have a focus on real projects again? And like, I don't think we're ever going to get that back,
Why not?
And I've been the retail that used to fund projects purely from token sales, pre-sales, ICOs, that's dead, because what happened is, in the original ICO days, this is actually like key information that is like really makes it easy to understand. There weren't fucking VCs. That was the whole point. In 2017, when these crowd sales were taking off, the VC firms actually were like shitting themselves because they were like, fuck, I can't get that early seed round deal flow anymore, because all the new projects are just getting seed round money from randos on the internet who will send it off a Telegram message. And like that was rewarded when projects would win. And like, just to give you like a real world example, in like 2016, 17, there was a group of maybe like 200 Romanians who just like loved crypto, and they lived on the internet searching every project, and they would literally find every project and get in the first round because they would just like be able to identify if it's going to actually have a real attempt. And then like they would just put, their money pooled in to get 50 grand into the first round of this project. And like a lot of those projects ended up becoming like one of the bigger ones. So like you had these Romanians who came from nothing, pooled money, and became like VCs basically, right? Like they had returns of like 50, 100 mil. So like that money then recycled back into crypto, where they were sharps finding the good projects. And when that was happening, all of San Francisco tech basically was like, any new developer was like, this is where I'm going to build. I'm going to go into this arena. So like you had all the big VC funds like shitting themselves, like, what do we do? Like we're not needed anymore. And then they manipulated things over time, where when there would be a good project out of San Francisco or New York, they would say, come talk to us first. Like, don't raise your, pre-sale off the market. Like, we'll give you that first $5 million check. And so then they took the pre-sale rounds. And so then the pre-sale for the community disappeared. And the only time we saw it come back was with the meme coins. And like the pre-sales for meme coins never worked.
No.
Those were always rugs.
Well, so I would say NFTs had a little bit of that spirit as well too, for sure. Especially with like the OG Bored Ape community, the punks, even the OG Azukis, obviously Pudgy. Like I remember, when I got back in, I've been in and out of crypto basically my whole life, like majority of my life. But I would say like when I got back and like stayed and like this became my life and career was around 2021, around the NFT bull run meta. And like at that time, I felt it was a lot easier for retail to come in and not necessarily get rinsed. We had fresh launches every other day. There was a NFT raising a couple $100,000 to tens of millions of dollars every other day. If you were in the right communities and if you basically grinded Discord, if you made friends, basically, the likeliness that you made money is up there. So like with the NFT cycle, I think about that. I'm like, the majority of my friends that I know, and I obviously this is anecdotal, but it feels like everybody I know made money around NFTs. Like very few people lost. They might have round tripped some of their gains, but they didn't really come in and get completely rinsed. Now for memes, a lot of people I know have lost a significant amount of money. And similar to you, I think it'll always be a part of crypto because it's the gambling aspect. It's the dream. It's the $5 dream. I can come in, I can buy $5 worth of this thing.
Yeah.
Hit a 10,000x, and now I can like restart my entire life. The reality that's real is like 0.2%, but the allure will always be there. It's just interesting. I think trading behavior has changed so much in the last 4 to 7 years. It's hard to see it ever going back, right? I don't like. Yeah. We've tried a lot of things, right? Like I don't know if you've been paying attention to like Bags app is going more of the ICM route. They're trying to
I saw a post from them the other day where you can like launch a company basically. It's almost not like a security token, but like you get an upside of like the whole platform. So is that right? Like, did I?
Mm-hmm. You can launch a coin as a legal entity on Bags app, right? So you could literally launch an LLC.
I like that.
Yeah, that's cool. At least there's something there. Now, will people get sued if these legal entities go under? I guess we'll have to find out. But yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the only ways you can bring back that whole.
I think it's good that they're doing that. Like, fuck it. Like, do a new use case because like that is what we need. And I had thought about this a lot with the whole vibe coding thing taking off. Like, could you create? And I was even thinking of directionally going there with Party and saying, hey, let's all start vibe coding projects on the platform while being live and getting your community in. And, maybe let's launch like tokens around the vibe coded projects so that there's the upside if like one of them finds product market fit. Like, I do think that's a huge win use case if someone can pull it off.
Yeah, I mean,
so it seems like that's kind of what they're doing, right?
Yes, except the live stream aspect of it. They want to get builders. They want to get real builders to build real stuff in the right way and to raise money to promote their ideas and their products, projects. So I think overall it's a net positive, right? I think, and I wrote an article about this about a year ago, and the article is about this concept called financial nihilism, and how like everything is basically gambling now because people have already like lost hope in like the long term route, right?
Yeah.
Preston, I feel like Party X Bags would be an interesting collab. I agree. That would be fire. That would be fire. I gotta get you in a stream with like Finn or something, or maybe whoever I can get on the team over there. That would be sick. Um, but I think it's interesting. I had first. This is an interesting question. It just came to my head. I had first heard about Party like from Web 2. I think it was Sneeko had started streaming on there, and I was like, oh shit, like what is this new platform? And I started checking it out from there. And it actually caught me by surprise the first time we talked, and you were like, yeah, we're a fully crypto enabled, fully crypto integrated platform, all this other stuff. I'm like, I didn't even know that. I had no idea. And whenever I told people that, they would always be shocked too. And I'm like, dude, we already have crypto streaming platforms. Like, Marty's already been doing this for years. I guess while building out this platform, right? Like, how do you balance like both capturing the attention of like Web3 audiences as well as like breaking outside the bubble? Because you know what I mean? Like, I guess which one do you prioritize and when? And like,
Yeah, that's a great question. So when we started about like a year and a few months ago now, we were really into the Web 2 side, I guess you could say, but we made the Web 3 capabilities, like you said. And the goal was to really bring some more adoption to mainstream, internet users that maybe are new or like amateur or curious about learning more, getting more involved in Web 3. And to be honest, and I've learned this over the years, it's people don't care as much as like I wish they would. Like what the user wants now is just ease of use. So when you say like, look, there's peer-to-peer Web3, you can like get all your tip subscriptions directly to your wallet and not lose 30% to a platform plus several percent to the credit card processor, and you don't have to wait 2 to 4 weeks to get paid. These are like things you would think would be like important, but the average user just is not that, they don't care that much. And like my first disappointment was around privacy. So like initially when I was entering Web3, my biggest passion, and it still is one of my biggest passion areas, was privacy on blockchain, the ability to, conduct peer-to-peer permissionless, but have a level of privacy. And around like 2016, 17, when it was picking up, that was the same times you had the Sony hack, the Facebook abuse of user data, Cambridge Analytica. So like all of the dirt was kind of coming out about how these big corporations and tech companies were using our data. And, we don't get any value or money out of it, but they make billions a quarter. And I was thinking, okay, great. Like this is such a big problem that can be solved, and it can like really save a part of the internet to protect everyone's privacy, and you would think people would care that the government's spying on them and all this, but it kind of blew over, and people just like, I think it's kind of what you alluded to earlier. People just have like given up on like trying to like, like keep their rights would be the best way to say it. And that's disappointing. And we've seen that with Web3 in general. And a lot of what I was going to try to do with the live streams was get people to start swapping, trading. We had memes and a lot of exciting, engaging things a year ago. And, it kind of ended in January with Trump. But so it was like shortly after we had just started that the end of that, hype cycle kind of came. So like we did a lot of like awesome growth and content just pure IRL streaming, but like there's not really a business model there. And when you're talking about things like the Iran war or what's going to happen to Clavicular, the streamer, and now that these are markets that people can swap and trade on, it's more tangible for a mainstream audience. So I actually think prediction markets are going to be just the biggest thing. And that's why you're seeing that being reflected in valuation, because it's actually something that the average person will want to participate in. Like people will want to buy and like speculate on a dog coin. That's a niche audience. And the amount of money transacted amongst that niche audience was gigantic. But, like prediction markets is something that, like even my dad, he's 70, he's in his 70s. He thinks it's like something he would want to, play around because he's always watching and talking politics. Right. So, like this is something that the masses, I think, are going to adopt, and you're going to see it especially over this year now. So that's why we're all in on prediction markets. So like every day we're going to be doing market streams, getting some of the big content creators who do talk current events on the big platforms to come over here. Mention markets are interesting. There's a lot of people on YouTube who stream mention markets here. So what will Trump say this week? Boeing, 26%. Caitlin Collins, 9%. So whenever he gives a speech, a lot of mention streamers just go on YouTube and they just watch for entertainment. So being able to take it to the next level, come stream here with your audience and actually pin this market. Like let's look up, when is Trump's next speech? Let's check it out. Or when is Keir Starmer's next prime minister's questions? What will he say at the next one? Let's find out when it is. Because that's something we could stream, right? When is... Yeah. So I looked it up. I guess it was 2 days ago. So is this market resolved? Yes. Okay. So this happened 2 days ago, but maybe there will be another one because, otherwise these would be 0 and 100, right? So whenever this next one is, we could stream and like be super entertaining. Is he going to say Trump? Of course he's going to say Trump. I'm buying that one.
Yeah. This is crazy. What was he saying?
Epstein. This is free money.
Where?
0%. This is 82% no. Of course he's not going to say Epstein. He doesn't want that smoke, right? So like these mention markets, I think, are really big and kind of underrated. We talk like mainstream stuff like the war, but this is kind of like infinitely scalable, right? Because you have interviews with pro athletes after every game. Will LeBron say this? Like it kind of can just go on forever. Now, sometimes these markets can be very controversial because if LeBron sees that if he says Trump after the game, there's yes and no odds. Those are a little too easy to influence these markets. So these could be a problem. That's probably why they're limited to like such high profile individuals here. Mr. Beast. It's a Mr. Beast market.
Makes sense. You brought up a lot of good points. I've been a student of the internet and anonymity since actually Edward Snowden, right? Wasn't that like 2012? Around 2012 or something? And that's when all the stuff regarding Prism and CRISPR and like all these like crazy like secret government labs and experiments. We found out that the U.S. government was basically buying private consumer data from all the top tech companies basically in the world and then creating metadata out of all that data. And that was 14 years ago. So for what's happening now, I think it's like, we're way beyond that, which is interesting. I do agree with your thesis. I think prediction markets are going to be the Trojan horse that gets the masses on chain because it's easy to understand and it's actually beneficial for them, right? It's like efficient for them. It's a truth efficiency. So for them, I think it makes perfect sense. And beyond that, it expands all different types of markets, from crypto to sports to geopolitics to tech. We haven't even looked at any of the tech markets.
Let's check that out.
To all of these different things. So no matter what area you happen to be a subject matter expert in, you can actually participate in these conversations and get financial skin in the game by doing so. And I think eventually you're going to have like core prediction market streamers who probably pull in thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of live viewers. It's going to be much different than like, it's basically going to be the news, right? Instead of watching CNN, I could see a world where your average person just watches prediction market streamers.
Yeah, exactly. And one of our investors, he even has a phrase he kind of coined for this. He says, prediction markets are a new form of media. So he views this as the news. He views this as the new media, where you don't need talking heads on CNN to go through these topics. The market's trading on them, and anyone can openly talk about them, on platforms like a live stream. So that's why we're also just all in on this. It's like it's a new form of media, and there's a business model to it. So if you get an engaged audience here, it can make money, which would then sustain the platform, so you can continue to grow and develop more types of media. Something else I'm working on is like I have AI agents pulling down all the news 5 times a day and then relaying it to AI characters who put out the script, short 30-second updates where they're speaking on a topic. And then we have like market news with the odds right below. So that's, something that is a way to deliver constant, fresh, updated news about everything happening in a way that's automated. And you can have all types of characters, brands, whether they're human-looking characters or cartoon-type characters for delivering different types of news. This is just the way we're going to get fed our information in the future. And because prediction markets have money involved, it's a source of truth. So you can have branded characters just delivering the facts about what's going on in an open market, which is the closest thing to the truth of what's really happening, right? And it's like, that's so powerful. And it's just like, it's the first thing, like Polymarket and Kalshi are just taking off, just getting these huge valuations. And it's going to spur a ton of use cases on top of this infrastructure. Like Party is a good example of one of those.
Yeah, and then I don't know if they recently announced a new VC fund. So the team behind Kalshi and Polymarket, they're putting together, I think, like a $30 million fund for other prediction market products, which I know everybody's like, why do we need so many fucking prediction markets? Well, I think there's going to be like niche prediction markets for each thing. And I think their API is where they're going to make a majority of their fucking money, to be honest. Because it allows people to extend their the usage of their product. Same thing for like Hyperliquid, like with HIP3 for HIP3, I believe is what it is. Basically, anybody can create a Hyperliquid wrapper now.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's where it gets even more interesting is you have the really, well, I don't know if we can call Hyperliquid decentralized. Let's just say like really on-chain, right? Purely on-chain, not very corporate. But then you have like Kalshi, which is like straight corporate. And then Polymarket's kind of right in the middle. So I will be really interested to see how all that develops, because as corporate companies who've raised tons of money need to have heftier and heftier fees and ways to make money, they get a little bit further away from the purity of the use case. Which is like when there were no fees, you really had people in there like arbing, finding mispriced markets, and they could aggressively do it without needing to be overly fine-tuned, because there was just more room. But when you're getting the fees, there's a little less room for making mistakes. So like maybe price discovery was a bit like more interesting and volatile, and now it's going to develop into more market maker dominated order books, because you'll have to be more and more high end and professional to survive. So like, it'll be super interesting to see how that develops. I don't have an opinion necessarily. I think there's like room for all of it, right? Whether it's Kalshi just being super corporate and hitting retail, and then Hyperliquid being more like sharp traders, a bit more aggressive, and then Polymarket maybe somewhere in between.
I think this is interesting. SpaceX IPO. I saw some recent news about this, that they actually could be prepping for IPO now, and I could see them rushing to do that if Anthropic is. Valuation is expected to be 1.75 trillion, and Elon said yesterday that he wants to allocate 30% to retail. So I don't know. It's hard to bet against Elon, but at the same time, when I look at a lot of these like pre-IPOs or like IPOs, like pre-sale, like it's just like meme coins, dude. People have been getting rinsed on the fucking stock market too now, just because of how manipulated it is. So,
right,
some crazy shit.
Yeah, no, it's a new territory, man, and it's gonna I think this is the year it just goes parabolic. So it's exciting. Let's see what else. Here's that aliens market. So less than 1% by March 31st. I mean, I kind of like those odds.
Yeah.
Like, why not? Like, that's just like a freebie. So let's see. There's only $1 to buy.
There's some crazy. This one, is a model airplane. Tesla wingtips. Oh, okay. Never mind. So a lot of these have been.
I mean, look. I mean, you can still get. It looks like, what is this? You can get like $35 ish at an average price of, let's call it 0.6. So you're looking at like 140 XR on $35 if it hits. I mean, why not? Like I like that, because there's been like alien sightings all over Twitter the last few days, and they've had this conspiracy theory that there's going to be like the alien fake invasion announcement. I don't know if you've seen this. It's been all over the internet.
I've seen it.
So like, why not go for 150x?
Oh yeah. This, bro, a lot of this conspiracy shit. If you spend too much time on Twitter, bro, your brain will be fucking fried, bro.
I have to stop, honestly. Like, it's getting too much.
It's getting right. That's how I feel, bro. I'm like, dude, like, there's just too much shit is going on every day. Like
the thing for me is like, I lived in Dubai the last 5 years, right? And like, it's like I'm watching just Twitter updates constantly to see like what's happening, because I'm like so invested in that. And it's just like, it's torture, it just wears you down.
It's so bad. It's so bad. But I think you have an interesting approach and angle, and I think prediction markets and streaming is going to be a good way to like proliferate into more retail friendly audiences. I guess, what are some of now that this is out and it's official, what's next for Party? Like, what are you thinking is next? Like, if in 12 months from now, or like next year this time, where do you not hope, where will Party be?
Yeah, I don't want to give away like too much of the planned roadmap, because like some of it is like competitive in terms of like giving away, what we kind of want to do that might be unique and isn't being done yet. But really, just to summarize, like straight up all in on prediction markets and media. So if you want to stream on Party and earn, like, you have to be talking about current events and markets. Like, we're like zoning in on the use case. It was a bit too generalized over the past year of people gaming, mostly IRL, which was big. IRL is the biggest, but it's got to get more serious in my opinion. Like I can actually give you like a really good example right now. So like Clavicular gets arrested today, right? Or yesterday.
Yep.
I don't know if you saw that.
Mm-hmm.
And, he famously says, I'm not political. I don't want to be political. And like totally makes sense. If you're political and you try to take a side, you get alienated and like lose business, right? It's a brutal, brutal culture to go into. Like, when you look at political streamers like Sneeko or Myron Gaines, like they get super heavy pushback for having strong opinions on one side. And like if you're Dean Withers, like the liberal Gen Z, same deal, like just extreme hatred on the other side of what you're, creating content about, what biases you're aligning with. And when you're then doing just like silly IRL, like Clavicular, it's impossible not to be political because he got arrested for like removing a wacko chick from his house. He didn't like beat her up. Like he just like put his hands on her to get her out because like they were fighting, the girlfriends, right? And it's like, it's ridiculous, but like he gets arrested and it's like Leon Black, the Apollo Global guy from the Epstein files, he has the most insane allegations against him with real witnesses and like for doing horrible criminal acts and he doesn't get arrested. Right. And it's like, where is if he were to now become political and realize, oh, they're going to like throw me away in jail for nothing just because they can, or I could fight back against this and really rally all the youth that's like attracted to the content. What's like a better move now? And if you're asking me, I would turn political if I was him, and I'd fight the system and break down the fake left versus right thing, because that's what it is, right? The U.S. is controlled. What's up, Bus Robo? The U.S. has controlled, our country for so long now by pretending that like whether it's a Democrat or Republican, you're going to get a different result. But pretty much we get the same result. The wars go on, the inflation and the debt continues. So we kind of need someone like younger to like rebel against the system and actually go after it, because right now they're using him like a jester. He likes to use that word to distract and make the youth just be idiots. Right. But like all it takes is a small turn, and I think it could be crazy what he could do, that would actually be valuable. And I think he's too smart to keep doing dumbass shit.
Yeah, maybe I saw his Kick account just got banned, so maybe he ends up on Party and he comes back. That'd be cool. Like a completely different collab. It comes over to Party, his different style and everything. That'd be sick. But no, I agree. I think
yeah. I mean, the thing is, like, he's optimizing for making the most amount of money possible, and because he's promoting gambling on stake and idiotic content on Kick, that's what's paying, because the ROI is there from a business model perspective. Like, you get a lot of people degen gambling, then it's making everyone money on the business side. So like, I don't think he will leave that. Maybe he won't have a choice if he's actually banned, but they'll bring him back. He's making too much money over there, in my opinion. So they don't want to lose that.
Yeah. No, for sure. And to your point, I think if you are in business at a certain level, you kind of have to get into politics anyways, because there will be politics that will determine the future of your business. And if you don't have a stake or a way, like I was always really confused growing up when I was like, dude, why are all these companies like about like lobbying and stuff like that. And now I totally get it, you know, like especially at an enterprise level, these companies are basically lobbying to either eliminate competition or to solidify their own moats or to gain advantages in competition. It's definitely not like a fair game. I know there's a lot of rumors going around that he was getting arrested for shooting this the alligator, but it actually was confirmed it was from this like fight video. Crazy shit. But yeah, even gambling on stuff like this, I think will be
and like the alligator thing is coming. He's gonna get a charge for that for sure.
You think so?
Yeah, for sure.
He was arrested, 5-year state prison sentence. Damn.
Yeah. The gator thing is bad. They shouldn't have done that. It's just like so unnecessary. Like you can't go deface like a wildlife reserve like that. I mean, have you been to the Everglades before?
I have. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so you know how it is. Like it's serious. Like that's the place for the gators to live in peace. Even if it was dead laying there, you don't just unload a clip in the fucking Everglades, bro. Like dumbass shit, you know. And now they're gonna hang him up for it, make an example, and it's like, they don't arrest Leon Black for sex trafficking with Epstein, but
Yeah, it's just
arrest 20-year-olds for just like shooting guns. It's so absurd. But that's the country we live in now. We're occupied. We need someone to be like. Clab should start getting political, dude. Like he should say, "Fuck the system. It's broken." That's why he's popular in the first place.
Because he's different. Yeah, he's saying shit that people don't.
He's saying I'm not going to go by the rules. So he should fine tune that to be for a positive movement. I think maybe that's in the plans. He's trying to rack up that money first. But we're out of time. That's the problem. We're out of time. It's.
What do you mean by like? Are we okay? Final. I mean, I guess we're looking at these. We try to stay away from the politics. We end up coming back. Where do you think this fucking war ends? Like, if it's not, obviously there's less than a 1% chance that the Iranian regime falls by March 31st. I actually don't see them falling unless there is an all-out fucking 25,000 troop invasion, basically, in which a lot of people are gonna fucking die, and it's just not worth it at all. But I guess like based off of your own life experiences, like where the fuck do you see this going?
Yeah, I don't see any chance of that. And when I was in Dubai when this started, one of my neighbors is very like military industrial complex. He owns like 20 Boeing 747s, and he does cargo movements for war zones. That's like his company. Mm-hmm. So he made all his money off like the Iraq war because he would fly food to each base, for example. So whatever supplies were needed. And so like the U.S. military was the customer. And when you're in that type of position and things kick off, you get the notifications from, the powers that be of like, hey, we may need you here or there, right? So be on call. And basically, the airspaces were closed, even to his planes. But he was getting the updates, and lucky for me, I was able to like get the update too. And he said that like Khomeini was dead. And this is way before it hit the real news, like maybe 7-8 hours before. And he's like, yeah, Khomeini was killed, and they're going to do a ceasefire, but it'll probably be around like 3 a.m., Gulf time. And so I was like, all right, like I'm skeptical, but basically there was a plan in place. Like they were going to take out the Ayatollah and the whole like top leadership. And they thought that they had like the plan in place where they would basically secure a turnover of the regime with maybe whoever else assumed power. They probably had people on the inside, right? And 3 a.m. rolls around. I'm like, hey, how we looking? You know, because I'm a bit like, just what's going on? You know, like we went out for a walk and a missile got intercepted right above our heads.
Holy
And
fuck.
yeah, so like we just literally bang, explosion right above us in downtown and like fireball. And so I was like, all right, like that was, you know, that was real. So like they're still lobbing stuff over here. But it still felt a bit like theater-ish, you know, like we're going to do a little show of force and, you know, then pause because that's kind of what they've done previously. Never to this level, you know, but my point is like usually there's some opening act and then like a little ceasefire or something. So I was like, okay, you know, we'll see. But then 3 a.m. rolls around, nothing, 5 a.m. And then we roll into the next day. And like I went and was getting breakfast and another missile exploded right above me while I was outside eating. So I'm like, all right, like this doesn't seem like it's going to end. And basically, to then see how the U.S. government responded when their plan fell apart, it showed me there was no plan. They had no backup plan. And like, you know, the regional airspace was closed and the U.S. government sent a notice out and said, hey, everyone evacuate the whole Middle East if you're American. We got this notification. And so I'm like, motherfucker, like the airport's not open. Yeah, it's like it said leave by any commercial means available. And so I'm like, okay, the government just told its citizens to leave basically every country. It had a list. It was all of the Middle East countries by any commercial means. And it's like there was no commercial means really. Like the whole airspace was closed unless you drove over to Oman. And that to me was like, okay, these guys have no plan. Like they're just winging it. And so here we are. There was no plan, you know, and I don't think most people really, a lot of people probably think that now because of how shit show this has been. But at the time, to me, it was kind of like I knew there was clearly no backup plan because I knew what the plan was from the beginning and it fell apart and then things started escalating. So I was like, oh shit, you know, this is. So do I think it's just going to wrap up here? Not really, man. But like, are they really so insane to send ground troops without any congressional authorization? You know, it's totally illegal. Trump get impeached for doing that. I don't know, man. Like, I actually just don't know. I'll go with what the odds are here, you know, on Polymarket. And this is, again, why I love the prediction markets. Like, this is probably correct. 21% chance they go down by June 30.
Wow.
You know, Trump was supposed to go to China, I think now, but he canceled. And so May, he's supposed to go in May. I would take no on this. This looks like a good no.
For May?
Yeah, he can't go to fucking China right now. Are you kidding me?
There's too much shit going on.
The operational security risk of going anywhere besides staying put is way too crazy. So I like this as a no. I'm going to pin this one. That one looks good to me.
That's crazy. Yeah, it's hard. You can't even really predict this shit, huh? Is that how fucking crazy? On visiting China? Yeah, because the war is not slowing down. Ukraine has been fucking 5 years, 6 years. We're still there. Like there's still shit going on there. It's still escalating.
The same guy I told you about too. You know, he told me that the Ukraine war, he's like, yeah, they've already taken so much in like embezzled, stolen funds from how corrupt that war was that it settles them for like 10 years. And like, but then like there's another one. So you just see the aggression to just the amount of money being stolen throughout all this with like taxpayer dollars that just gets sent out to God knows where. That's a whole nother, you know, conversation that gets overlooked. Like they're looting the treasury. Which is a big issue. That's just, you know, and they're requesting $200 billion now for the war, even though they say it's not a war. It's a total mess. But bro, like, tell me about Clipper more.
Clipper?
And by the way, did we tell the Clippers how to do this? Because like, check it out. I'll show you this clip button. Like while we're talking, they can just click it.
Oh, let me put your screen up.
And then they can make a clip. Although when I'm clicking, it's not working. So maybe try it. Might be a bug. But yeah, you can just one-click clip.
Oh shit.
Baltier, what did your dentist do, man?
Yeah. Yeah, this is sick. All right. Yeah, I could go over Clipper a little bit. So right now we actually have a $200 campaign live for this exact stream.
Yeah, can we see some clips? Did anyone start shooting out the clips? I want to see them.
Let me see. I don't think. Oh yeah, we got 3 submissions so far.
So do they post it on their account and then submit the link to you so you can review? Or how does it work?
Yeah. So they post it on their account. So they get a mass blast notification gets sent out whenever one of these campaigns goes live. And then they start filling out, the details. So this is what the campaign looks like. Let me show you what it looks like for the Clippers. So it's this, right? It's on X. It's open for everybody. You have the live stream links. And then, yeah, they can just go in and start submitting as a Clipper. It's been really cool. I mean, we've been in private beta now for almost 2 months, about a month and a half. We've gotten to almost 3,000 Clippers on the platform, which is actually insane. It's a lot. Yeah, we've had almost 3,000 on the platform, and we've been able to produce a little bit over 12 million or around 12 million impressions in that time. So it's been pretty crazy. We've seen some good like spikes in growth areas. YouTube is hard. YouTube's been hard to crack. I need to recruit some more YouTube clippers. I think YouTube Shorts is really good for clipping, especially because it seems untapped right now. TikTok definitely need to kind of focus on growing there, but we've seen some massive growth on Instagram and Twitter. And like I've actually been able to. I wrote an article about this the other day, but like you could literally go into Google, type in Clipper, and we're the #1 result. You can go into Gemini, and it'll tell you everything about the platform. Same thing with Grok and ChatGPT as well too. And this is all based off of probably like $500 to $1,000 in ad spend on like in terms of Clippers.
Oh wow, that's great.
Yeah, it's actually insane. So one of the things that I've found is that with clipping, the internet now works on a GEO model and not an SEO model. So GEO is generative engine optimization and not search engine optimization. Basically, the internet is re-indexing itself every single day. And the more information that's out there, the more it actually gets indexed further and further and further on, on search engines, on social media. 41% of Gen Z, just read this a couple weeks ago, 41% of Gen Z actually uses social media as their native search engine anyways. So if they want to go look for a new restaurant, a video game, like whatever, most of those searches are happening on TikTok, Instagram, X. I use X as a search engine sometimes for current events and news. So that's what we're seeing more and more of. So let's say for Party, and we'll see in the next few weeks what this is going to look like. But for Party, I'm going to be interested in seeing how some of this shapes and changes, and if we're able to make a direct impact on it, especially with this, right? Like I want to be the top 10 on here, top 20 on here. And in order to do that, we're going to need to spam a lot of fucking clips on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. And then I'm going to give away some sauce, not too much sauce. But then you basically, the captions are optimized for SEO. So I'll show you what that looks like. Let me try to see if I can find like a random example, like just scrolling, just so you guys could see. Bro, what the fuck? How am I not running into any good examples yet? Maybe I have.
That was funny that Johnny Somali shows up in the SEO
chat.
because like he had some insane streams on here before he went to jail. And I guess people still search for it. That's really funny. Okay, 3 days ago. Let's see, because I always check updates on him because he's been in court forever. I don't know if you know the lore of this guy.
No. Tell me about Johnny Somali. He's one of the big party streamers. Should I pull up your screen?
No, he's a big streamer in general. I mean, he was on Party for a little while because he went to the problem with him is he's like really entertaining and funny, but he gets drunk and then he just does dumb shit. Like he was in South Korea and just caused a big mess, like being rude on a public bus and like twerking in the public square and only his underwear, like blackout drunk, just like public nuisance, I think was the crime he committed. And like he harassed a few like locals and like they really are making an example out of him. And I think he's going to jail in South Korea, and he's American, which is like really insane. Let's see, he's 3 years in prison, most likely. It's tough, bro. Along with forced labor. Yikes.
Forced labor?
Yeah, I'll actually tell Polymarket because we're going to start doing boutique culture markets.
Yeah.
So like, will Johnny Somali like go to jail? To be honest, like, it'd be like an interesting market.
It would be. I noticed they were doing a big campaign push on Polymarket to push that for TJR and Clavicular. I was getting a lot of notifications of those campaigns. So I think these cultures.
There's going to be more of those. The first one when Clavicular ran over the guy with his Cybertruck, and then it was like, will he get charged by January 31st? That was like our first sort of behind the scenes collab with Polymarket, where I suggested, why don't we run that one? And then they actually did it. So that was kind of dope. As they're like raising more money and getting more mainstream, like I don't know how they still run those charge by markets for Clavicular, but I don't know how far they would be willing to branch out. But we're going to see, I'm supposed to recommend, a certain amount of markets per month in this genre. So we'll have some exciting ones. And then when we launch them, we'll bring a good streamer on to talk about it.
This would be good for IRLs, I think, too. Or like even like if somebody was the whole Kanye album thing, that's interesting. GTA 6. What happened before the GPT 6 released?
Was Johnny Somali in jail 9 Lives? I didn't know that. He went to jail in Japan first. Be right back. I'm just
Yo, what the fuck? New Playboy Cardi album, new Rihanna album. Drake releases Iceman. That's cool. I like these. I like the culture markets. This looks interesting. This one scares the fuck out of me, bro. The fact that 4% of people think Jesus is coming back this year.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
That one's crazy. That one's crazy. That one's crazy as fuck.
So just to like talk about the business side of your market like that, and how you do it. It's like making sense, right? Basically, what's like the treasury rate per year, right? Like you can get like 5% on USDC with credit or something, right? So I think what they do is they fix that price. So like if everyone is putting in to get their 4% for the rest of the year, like they can like get slightly higher yield probably off of like Kraken or something, right? So I think that's like, you get all the marketing benefits of running a market like that. Everyone talks about it, but then the money is parked in there, they just get the like the yield from somewhere. Like, I don't really know the ins and outs of exactly how you do it, but it has to be. Use calcium.
I have, yeah, I have. What I like about Kalshi is you can trade like mid game. So I've taken advantage of that before, as far as like buying low and then selling like if there's a lead change on the actual like sports games.
Yeah, we have that on all the sports markets here. It's just real
Wow.
time, so price changing every second.
5 trillion wiped out in the stock market. I was going to ask you this too. I think this is interesting because you were talking about like, and I think that's one of the things that all creators are like wondering about right now, right? And I think you're in a unique position to offer opportunities to a lot of creators. I noticed platforms like there's rumblings that platforms like Twitch are actually struggling financially.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that they're backed by literally $1 trillion company in Amazon. And there's always been a lot of decent criticism for certain platforms that perhaps use gambling sites as a way of monetizing themselves. Where do you see, like, I guess, creators being monetized on party? What is that? Obviously, these prediction markets talking about these things, bringing in volume while they're talking about these things. But what are some of the other like big like creator opportunities that you feel like nobody's doing this right now? Like it's just so untapped.
Well, something I didn't like fully complete my thought on earlier when you were asking about like what I thought about the mainstream getting into Web3. The truth of the matter is the value per viewer of a Web3 creator who may only get 100 watchers, but they all trade like, shit tons of millions in volume per month because that's what they do, is like literally more valuable than someone who might talk gossip IRL shit and have 10,000 viewers who don't have any money to their name. And the truth of like using something like Party is it's valuable for those people who have 100 viewers that are high value and attracting like more of those audiences for quality content around markets that is entertaining. Like it's a better fit than having them listen to you talk about something that you can't interact with, like with a market on the platform, but it's only to 100 people. Because then it's just like you have a small audience listening to you on Kick or whatever, right? And like, so I think like this is a way to start, monetizing yourself as a creator if you have a high value audience. And that's key because like right now, for example, if you look at a Thread guy stream on Twitch, I was just checking it out the other day. It's just like, there's not many people watching, slow chat. So it's not like he's going to make bank off of ad revenue or anything like that, right? Because you don't have like 50,000 people. But there's a high value per viewer because they're like traders. They want good information. They want to learn why he thinks oil is going up or down, and then they'll go make a trade. So like getting it into the interface is the start. So how to continue and build on that? Thinking about it, do we put oil perps from Hyperliquid on here so you can, when you're talking about oil, you can do more than just trade the prediction market? Maybe, right?
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen no streaming platform has done that yet. So
no, so that's what we always aim to do. In the beginning, it was more with like a DEX and stuff, but that didn't really pan out because number one, the market died. But even if it wouldn't have died, like it was very centered around Jupiter, right? And Phantom Wallet. Like those, they just had the market share before we were even there. So like, I don't know that we would have penetrated that. Other use cases for streaming, I'm not sure. Like that's the only one I'm really thinking about now that has a business model that would work. And like one of my advisors was the ex-head of talent and valuation at Twitch. And the reason he likes what we're doing is because like there is this underlying business model that could work and really scale, which is what Twitch is missing, right? So, getting getting into an early stage of a platform now with AI just coming out is a big advantage, because like when you have such a bloated code base of something like Twitch, the effectiveness that AI can have on that is kind of rough. Like it's hard to really trim down that code base without breaking a bunch of shit. And like you have to be so careful with changes. But when you're an early stage platform, you can like make moves, right? And like we're like 10 times more productive on the product side than when we had like 6 engineers, and now it's just me and 1 engineer. So like we're more productive with just us than we were with 6 people. So like you can definitely cut costs as a big organization, but you can't really modify the product too much. They're kind of stuck. You know, like I don't think Twitch can just launch prediction markets. It'd be kind of wild. And like they're too high of a target for lawsuits if something goes wrong, right? So it's tricky for a platform. Like Kick is just killing it because they do have a business model. Like they get brand distribution of the casino. Now they have to fight the regulator. It's quite expensive, but they have the money to do it. So I think, you know, and their product keeps getting better. It's clean. You know, compared to a year and a half ago, it's much better. So yeah. I think they're in good shape, you know. Maybe legal stuff could affect that, but I doubt it. It seems like they've got it relatively under control. But like other use cases, I don't really see it right now. I mean, I'm only focused, you know, on the one. So
yeah, I mean, I guess we saw the creator coins experiment not really pan out well, and
that flopped.
Yeah, that flopped really bad. I can't think of one creator coin that's still like relevant and like alive even. So
that's a permanent flop too. It will never come back, in my opinion. Actually, there is one really obvious use case that will be big, and that's live selling. So maybe TikTok Shop kind of wins that one because they're out front on that. But live selling is the biggest thing in Asia. The market's so big you wouldn't even believe the numbers. It's $600 billion a year are transacted in live sales in Asia, and I think that's only China, that number. So it's an unfathomable amount of transactions that occur. It hasn't quite taken off in the US, but there's opportunity for it too. And so like that's kind of an obvious, like someone will figure it out. It was a route we considered going down, but it's too broad, and the supply chain side of it creates a physical logistic requirement to the business that's just like way too insane. And like I've been in physical logistics before, and like I had a phrase that like me and a business partner said, like no more logistics, like digital, you know, peer-to-peer. So I'm not saying I'd agree with that statement anymore, because the world with AI is consolidating in terms of what opportunities there is in tech. So like being in the physical world is going to be more and more important and valuable. So I think like as an entrepreneur, there'll be a big shift to physical versus trying to make tech products, because it's just going to be so tough now with AI.
Yeah. I mean, really the only difference for tech, and I've been saying this for the last like year or two, is distribution. Whoever owns distribution is going to own the products of the future, because with AI and vibe coding, like a lot of products that took years and months to build can be replaced in a few weeks now, in a few days now. So it's really going to be whoever, you know, has the distribution at basically getting attention to that product. We've already seen that with like the consumable side of things, right? With like Mr. Beast, from like the product line side of things, with obviously like both the Paul brothers, as well as even like Kai Cenat and AMP, they all have like products now, you know. Whereas if this was like 10 years ago, they would have gotten a bag by like some big company to like promote those products instead. But I think creators are starting to see like the influence that they really have, and yeah, leverage is starting to, you know, tilt more towards their side for now.
100%. I'm seeing some clips on Twitter. Looks cool.
Right? Yeah, we had a few come out already. Shout out to all the Clippers. Shout out to everybody. Yeah, that's stood by. We've been live for a few hours today. It's a slower day. I mean, but it's been fun, and I think, you know, learning as much as I can about sort of where everything is headed. I mean, at the end of the day, I've always said I wanted to start doing these like more prediction market style streams, and now there's like a really good platform and avenue to do that. And you can actually, you know, help onboard your users. I don't remember the specifics of it, but I remember you had said something about like a lot more incentives lined in for viewers on Party as well. Again, I don't remember the specifics of that though, but that's one of the potential criticisms I've had of like other streaming platforms, where it's like they're taking so much of people's time and like they're just getting nothing out of it outside of like porn and gambling addictions.
Yeah, like, yeah, exactly. And I mean, you know, prediction markets are still, you know, it's content to discuss and analyze, but it is still, you can still speculate. So there's an element of similarity. But what I think is the most important thing is high quality content and discussion, because I was, you know, firsthand witness to just like how degen streams can get. I mean, like Johnny Somali is a perfect example. He just showed up here one day, started streaming from Korea, acting like an absolute buffoon, and got arrested, you know, right on stream. And like, it was worldwide press, and like people ate it up, you know? But yeah.
oh, was it this clip?
Yeah, bro. Well, let me see. Can you pull it up? Yeah, I think that was, I mean, he was streaming for like maybe a couple weeks. So there was a lot. Zoom in on the left. I don't know if I made it there. But I mean, dude, if you just Google Johnny Somali Korea, I mean, you'll see his party.
Oh,
there's so
yeah, he
many.
got punched earlier. Oh shit. Yo. Why would he do this? What the
I gotta
fuck
find the one. I gotta find the one where he was twerking, bro.
He got arrested in Korea?
Yeah.
Oh fuck. Bro, they're about to beat his ass. Oh fuck. But he literally told them to do that.
Yeah, dude, he got his ass beat a few times. Okay, this was the funniest though. Was when he was out there, bro. You gotta see this one. I'm gonna send you the link. It's not the. Yeah, Dexerto posted about this one. This is funny. Here, I'll send you the link. Oh yeah, actually, you were asking for like some of like the most viral moments we've had on Party. I'll send you some for sure. There's some funny ass ones, bro. Like Ye was on with Top 5 and Nick Fuentes.
I remember that. I was actually watching some of those streams. That was crazy. I thought Ye was gonna get a party deal, but then he kind of was still going crazy. This is knocked out. Yeah, this is from years ago, so this has been going on for a minute. How old is Party as a platform?
Like a year and 3 or 4 months.
Wow. It's early.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you this funny ass shit. Check this link. This one was so funny, bro. Like, he was literally out there. This is when he got arrested for the final time. He was like so drunk at 7 a.m. and he just went out there and started dancing like in the middle of the street like this and like twerking. And yeah, dude, yeah.
Oh, he got kicked off a kick?
He's got kicked off everywhere. I don't remember if dude, so fucking funny, man. I'm looking back at some of the look at this one. Oh yeah, actually you're seeing the original. Yeah, that's the original tweet. I just sent you that, but yeah. Yeah, we gave him a 24-hour suspension, and then I don't know if he got. I think I don't remember if he got permanently banned. Let me check, because that was funny, bro. All right, he's still on here. Party.com/Johnny Somali.
Is he?
His videos are still there.
How long is he in jail for? You know.
Well, he's not like he's on trial still. It's been going on fucking forever. So like, we don't know if he's gonna come back. I'm gonna message him on Discord and be like, "Yo, are you still in jail? Let's run it back. Give him another shot." Because it was funny as hell, bro. I don't think he's allowed. I mean, he could desktop stream safely, probably. It's just like, I don't want him going out in public because when he's actually like fine, but he has this demon. Like if he drinks, he just like acts up and just he ruins it. You know, he ruins it for himself. He's his own worst enemy. You know.
Alcohol is like one of the worst drugs. I feel like weed, like okay, like you just be lazy, pothead, stoner, you're probably not gonna get much shit done. Cool, but like alcohol, like really fucking ruin people's lives. I've seen. You saw this. This is breaking news. Tiger Woods got charged with a Dewey today.
I just saw that. Yeah.
Crazy.
I just messaged the chat. I was in Johnny Somali. Let's see if he's out, because he'd be good at talking about markets and shit if he sits on the desktop and behaves.
Yeah, I mean, he could just talk about shit the same way he normally talks about shit, just like crazy and animated. Bro, did you see this? This is another propaganda clip. This one's from China.
Play it. April 16th is sentencing. You just clipped me talking about running it back with Johnny Somali. Is that what you said, 9 Lives? The Polymarket team is supposed to retweet the announcement. It hasn't done it yet. Like, slacking over there. Okay, they just did it 2 minutes ago. So we'll get some fat news.
Oh, there was no audio.
Huh?
Right. Bro, this shit's.
Yeah, we might be getting some inbounds now, bro. Like there might be people coming.
Oh, fire! Let's go.
They just tweeted. So
you could send them the stream link too. The link I sent you, they could literally join. You could literally have anyone join right now. Just sick. But yeah, look at this fucking Chinese state propaganda video about the war.
你没事吧？你是谁？来我家做什么？你是不是打算用油来炸鱿鱼？我们只是研究拿来点灯用来生产而已呀！别听他狡辩，他搞出来是想炸。
Trump's taking a beating, bro.
你都砸了。
Is there a Trump out buy market? Let's take a look.
He might get impeached, bro. Like he actually might get impeached.
Oh, he's cooked, bro. He's so cooked. Like even after the midterms, he's gonna get slaughtered, bro.
Yeah, I'm seeing people that like are forever Trumpers like starting to switch up now.
还狡辩，没人比我更懂怎么用
So
油。
disappointing, bro. It's
哦，
so
我们也不是
disappointing.
不可以商量。
I don't see any Trump markets on here. Do you?
你竟然偷袭我！你，以后他在院子里面石油都是我的了。长老，打死他，给我们的长老报仇！ 大哥怎么进去这么久？不是说下那个老头就行了吗？
Do you have like a?
带给我们一个惊喜的。
What?
Do you have like a? Like what the fuck were they saying? I couldn't like. Were there subtitles?
It has
Like, what were
the
they talking-
translation. You couldn't read it?
I couldn't see.
出事了，别管大哥了，快跑啊！
哎呀，别打了，别打了！我一定会回来的哦。
That's it. But yeah, it's fucking crazy. Absolutely crazy. Did you see this shit? I feel like you pay attention to the meme coin shit. Meme Scope Monday. So a bunch of Solana trenchers are trying to get everybody to trade live on Monday.
I saw that. I'm down. I'm down for that. I think it's a good idea. Like
you just have like a really high intense like 2 hours where everybody's fucking online trading same time.
yeah, why not? You know, like
Why not?
just don't buy the influencer who launches its rug, but like launch your own shit and see if the crowd is. I think it's a good way to introduce new actually organic memes, because if you get like 10,000 people looking to snipe some new memes and you have a cool idea for a meme and you put it out, you never know, like maybe it catches a little gust, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Do I think Orangey's gonna like try to launch some shit with his little cabal and like rug everybody? Probably, but like just don't be the sucker who falls for it.
Just
The
don't
other
buy
thing
it.
too about me, the other thing about memes too is like, and like I've made a lot on a few memes that I had nothing to do with any insider. I just like detected, okay, early, it looks like a good solid pro group is behind this coin and it has a good brand. So like I buy it and like you ride the wave, even if you're not a part of it, like you can win. You can.
Yeah.
Don't be the sucker that buys in at 30 mil though and just gets rugged to zero, You got to catch it early.
Yeah, pretty much. If you're not one of the first buyers, you just wait it out, because I think a lot of people will say, what? Yo, this is fucking crazy. A man posing as Tiana Trump has been charged in a fraud and sex trafficking scheme targeting dozens of
No way.
targeting dozens of NFL.
Bro.
Kwame Jarrell Ford lured athletes into having sex with an adult female OnlyFans creator, being filmed without their knowledge or consent. He offered to send explicit videos while posing as Apple support to phish victims' login details, tricking dozens into giving their credentials. Holy shit. That's fucking crazy. Always something new. This is an interesting point. Where you live is overrated. New York City, SF, Dubai, London, Singapore, etc. Doesn't matter. You spend 99% of your time at home staring at a screen, justifying 40 to 50% taxes just for an address is one of the wildest flexes. I know you recently relocated to New York. Has that been coming from Dubai? Is that at all like? I noticed a lot of crypto companies are going to like Polymarket has their office in New York. I'm pretty sure. So does
Listen,
Kalshi.
here's what I'll say about that. All right. Number one, if you're American, it doesn't matter where in the world you live, you're paying federal. Okay. So if you're a top earner, you're paying 35, whatever. You settle down in the state. I'm only here a couple months just to test it out, so I'm not like fully committed. But say you do live here full time, you're paying that extra 14%, maybe like super high tax rates in New York. But like the opportunities here and the ability to like do more business is just like infinite compared to anywhere else in the world. If you're an AI, San Francisco, fine. Traditional tech has always been SF, like that's the place to be. But like New York now is just a bit broader and everything's here, man. So like you're just going to earn and do more with your life being at the center of the action if you apply yourself. If you don't get out and do the networking and, put the legwork in, you're not going to get anything. I mean, like, I went to an event the other day. I don't really like going to events. So I'm just like, you know what? If you're going to be in New York, put the effort in, get out there, meet the people, because that's why we're all here, right? And like I met an awesome team that's doing a really interesting project in the space, a real project. And I have a bunch of AI agent stuff for marketing that I've deployed for Party that is going to be, doing a lot of automated news generation and things like that. And like, it's relevant for all sorts of projects. So I was telling the guy, hey, why don't we test this out for what you're doing? Because I think it would make a lot of sense. And like, that's just one connection and business opportunity that came in my first day going out here. Right. So I think New York is like hot right now. It kind of went down with COVID, but it's back.
It seems that way. Yeah. No, it seems really, really hot. Like I feel like I know a lot of talent that's moving to New York, either leaving LA or like going back and forth from LA to Miami. So no, I think it's going to continue to be a really, really hot market, especially as like with crypto, things are pretty well regulated now, right? Like for the most part, you can kind of do what you want. Like there's a pathway there. We have RWA companies, we have stablecoin companies that are like doing good, legitimate enterprise level business.
Yeah, dude, exactly. Yeah, it's sick.
I want to see what crude oil will hit by the end of March. What are they saying? Holy fuck. 105, 110. They're saying we could go up to 200. It's actually crazy.
Let me see. What's 100 at?
It's past 100. Well, no, 100's at 81% right now.
81. Yeah. What is it right now, actually?
Let's look it up. Crude oil.
Do I not have crude oil on my pins? I don't think I do. I got to get that up there.
Crude oil prices. Okay. 101. It just crossed.
Oh shit! And it's showing 80%.
Yeah. So that's
either lagging. Either lagging or that's an all-in, bro. But is it? Are we gonna finish the month at that price? You got to be careful with this.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
It's crude oil above. I see one that's. End of June crude oil pricing. That's a hard one. Which one were you looking at again? March?
Yeah, I was looking at March. It's on here.
We're already at 100% now. Oh wait,
for over $100.
Over 181. Hold on. Will it hit by end of March? And you're saying it just did? Because that's lagging. Like it's an all-in crude oil price. See, 99.17. Yeah, dude. I see. Like, if that market's current, it is true. It's like there's opportunities in this shit. Like. %. Market's lagging, bro. $150 is breaking point for America. I see it 120 by December. That could happen. That could happen.
Oh, God.
I'm surprised that is 81% though. I mean, like people are just asleep at the switch. Like that goes to show how early it is in the prediction market game. Because
That's an interesting comment. We're on the edge of World War III. You need to invest in physical assets like gold, platinum, silver, raw materials, because one EMP strike, or like me, was a very good code writer and can. Well, I can't read his full comment, but
so like what I would say to that is like I've been like a prepper doomsdayer for like 15 years waiting for everything to fall apart because like the economy's so fake, right? And it's like it just finds a way to not blow up or, you know, they just bail out. And like I feel like the time to have really bought heavy was a long time ago. You know, like when I first bought gold, it was 2018 when I first bought a sizable amount. And yeah, I paid like 1,100 an ounce. And like that was like a big heavy investment. Now, like when you do that, just buy the amount that you would actually need if shit hit the fan. Like don't put the whole farm on it because like Wall Street loves to destroy people when they buy tops off of like fear.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, buy like 10 gold pieces at an ounce because that's all you're going to need to flee to safety if shit really hits the fan. And like get like drums of water. Like I used to have like 7 of those big gallon things just in there that would last me a few months if I really needed it, you know? And like I always would have 5-10 ounces just in a local safe, just in case you need a little pocket gold when you're on the run. My professor of economics taught me that shit.
Yeah. I mean,
like
also,
when the Vietnam War happened, all those Vietnamese people who made it over, they were the ones who had little gold pieces to get out. That's where that came from.
Also Bitcoin, right? I mean, isn't during the Ukrainian war, a lot of people basically were able to flee with Bitcoin. But I mean, bro, did you see this whole thing? I'm surprised this isn't a market. Did you see there's like, I'm going to show you.
By the way, the market that you saw lagging is pumping now. So like that shows that you were on top of it. Like someone clipped that. You know, Faded literally caught a market that was mispriced.
Yeah.
Live, yeah. Bro. Someone clipped this for real. Faded literally just caught a market live that we had to double check. Like, wait, really? We were like, that can't be right. We had to triple check the price because we couldn't believe the fact that it had already happened. Like And it's still fucking mispriced, dude. Like, look at this. It's 84.5 cents. You caught it at 81, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I want to go back into the market. So which one was it? It was the gold market right here. Or no, oil, crude oil. So the crude oil market, we caught it lagging. It was $100. Where is it? It was at 81%. It's at 84% now. That's based off of the fact that crude oil just crossed $100 today. It's very unlikely to go back down, I would imagine, because things are only going to get worse by the day. But
yeah, this is a big clip. You like, not only did the first trade from a pinned market on a live stream happen on this first opening stream, but Faded just proved that while you've got pinned markets going, you can find opportunities live. Like, bro, that was sick. Like, that was a snipe. You just headshotted the oil market.
That is so sick. Yeah, headshotted
the oil market, bro.
I'm gonna start doing, dude. I'm gonna be running these. This is, like you said, this is the first one. I'm gonna be doing a lot more of these. I think I'm gonna do these like at least once or twice a week, on top of the other streams I do, because this is actually really fucking interesting. But I wanted to show you this article about so my boy Star Platinum. He has like this whole conspiracy theory that like Epstein is secretly behind Bitcoin. I don't know if you want.
I mean, look, like, I've seen all that. It's just not true. I mean, like, he was just kind of like a private equity VC type. Like, he was a deal guy, you know, like, he would just get in on deals. That's really what it is. It's all. And like, you know, when he saw a new tech coming, he understands it. Like, he was in a position to email around, find out who's working on stuff, and try to get allocation, just like any good investor, you know? So, like, just because he did that doesn't mean he's behind it. Like, he's just not. He's just early, you know? He's early to tech. Like, with AI and stuff, he was all over that too.
Interesting. Yeah, it's crazy how President Trump's son brought loads of oil, then the war got worse. They knew that it was coming. Bro, it's been like this for the last year. Like, it's been like this, like, some crazy non-coincidental shit happens, and we're like, bro, like, we're not that retarded. This is an interesting email. 2 more radical ideas would be to form 2 new currencies. One called Sharia, would be like $1, but every dollar is printed on it. In God we trust. The Middle East could have its own Sharia for internal use amongst Muslims. In addition, a digital currency like Bitcoin could be used to form a new Sharia-compliant digital currency. Very exciting. Interesting. It's just crazy shit. But no, I don't think so either. I think you're probably more spot on. He's just early to deals.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, they did a good job of like fighting Bitcoin around those emails and making it seem like, look, it's like an Epstein thing. Like, bro, the other thing about Epstein too. Yeah. He was just a master bullshitter. Like, if you watch the Steve Bannon interview, he's just sounding smart. He was very good at sounding smart. And if you're someone who doesn't know anything about the topic he's talking about, like when he's talking about money, for example, right? He was trying to explain how, like, you know, even the top guys on Wall Street and bankers don't really understand money. He's trying to make it sound like it's just so complex. Like, no one knows, like, you know, when money's going to just stop working and stuff. Bro, that's such bullshit. Like, Goldman Sachs bet against all their own clients that they sold bad mortgage-backed securities to. Mm-hmm. And, like, they profited off the collapse. You know? So people know, you know, they at least know enough to understand the flow and, like, where it's going next, right? Like, when Jump and all these big trade desks, Wintermute, et cetera, make, you know, what's the new one? Jane Street, everybody's, you know, fudding them. It's like they understand where the money's going, and that's why they make $20 billion a year, right? Mm-hmm. Like,
One of the most one of the most interesting ways I've heard money described before is as water, basically like water going through its full cycle of condensation, rain, and like all of these things, right? So it's basically money just goes through this full cycle, just like water, and wherever you position yourself is where you can get rain, right? So let's say, to expand on that analogy, okay, all the money is being invested in AI right now. Well, whether you might have missed that trade for some larger AI companies. Maybe you weren't employee 10 at NVIDIA, who's retired right now, but there's still AI trades to make, maybe, right? Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's the next thing. I think you're in the right spot as far as like the creator economy, and that's how I feel with Clipper as well too. Is that at the end of the day, I read this report, 50% of US adults are expected to be full-time gig economy workers by 2030. 50%. So those people need jobs. They're going to need things to do. Creating content is going to be one of those jobs. Like there's going to be a lot more content creators out there. Now, how the platforms are currently set up, the monetization, I read that something that like only 0.1% of streamers can even stream as a full-time job or something like that. It's like a disgustingly low number. Maybe if 500.
Yeah. Actually, one of the craziest numbers that I know from my advisor who was at Twitch, and this number will shock people, is that to be in the top 1% of streamers, you only need 5 live viewers.
Wow.
Yes, you heard that correctly. If you have 5 consistent live viewers, you're in the top 1%.
That's so fucking insane.
Yeah. Because and actually that's one of the things I've had to think a lot about in terms of like a business model with streaming is you actually don't necessarily benefit from just growing your top line of number of streamers because the bandwidth cost just goes parabolic every new streamer you add, regardless if they have a lot of viewers, because just the output broadcast is expensive. So when it comes to this platform, it's more about having quality over quantity, like almost like making it like TV shows. Like let's say you just pretend like you already are like a sharp on the oil and stuff, right? Like if you branded your own show where you're just talking about oil trading markets and you just hammered that and got 50, 100 viewers, you're a big streamer, especially if they're trading the markets that you're talking about. You're actually a huge streamer, as ridiculous as that is, quite frankly. If you have 50, 100 repeating viewers, you're a giant streamer, especially if it's about a certain topic like oil markets and people are trading them.
It's actually fascinating to think about that. It really is true. You only need it's like the 100 true fans thesis or theory, right? Where it's like you only need 100.
And it can really proceed quickly. It can really, you get to that 50, 100, next thing you know, you could have 1,000. Right? So, especially if the clips are going out. And then you're, 1,000 concurrent viewers, you're a top streamer. The botting and stuff that goes on inflates real viewership, but 1,000 real viewers is a very large number in streaming.
That is. No, it is. And
people cycle in and out. So it's not like you have this, you may have 5,000 people who came through if you have 1,000 concurrent streamers.
That's a lot. That is a lot.
It's a good number. Yeah, so this crude oil market's doing a weird thing now. Like it was pumping and now it's back down. So I don't understand because we just looked it up and it hit 100. So like, what's going on? You know, should we just be like backing up the truck?
81. Yeah, it went back down now. Yeah, that's interesting. And let me refresh this.
I mean, I guess like who? Yeah, look, daily range 100.04.
Mm-hmm.
It literally hit. So like, we should just be loading in every dime into this market.
Do you think it'll last for the next 4 days? Is it just going to keep going up for the next 4 days? That's the bet, whether it goes down in the next 4 days or not, you know?
No, this one is if on any trading day, it's equal to or above the price. So in my opinion, this market is won.
It's already settled then. It should be done, right?
It should be, but it's not. But I mean, the rules are clear. The market was resolved to yes if on any trading day, the official CME settlement price for the active month. It doesn't say at the end of any trading day either. It says if on any trading day is equal to or above the listed price by the final trading day of March, which is the end of this month, the market resolves on. The active, so maybe on the CME it didn't hit it yet. Let's check out their price.
I'm on CME.
Huh?
It hit. I'm on CME right now. Look.
No, then let's call up someone who's got an account and tell them to load it. Holy shit! Yeah, bro, this is hilarious.
Yeah. Wait a minute. No way this is real. Because if so, let me see.
Someone clip this. This is historic. We're catching mispriced markets and money-making opportunities live on stream.
That's fucking
on the first stream.
Yeah.
I mean, look.
This is really $320.
Here it is. Here, ladies and gentlemen. CME. Last price 101.18. We're looking right at it. Okay. You see it on my screen?
Mm-hmm. Oh, your screen? Oh, yeah.
Clip
it's right here.
That's it, right? Here it is. This market is 100 or above. It's at 79 cents. Will it hit blank by end of March? The rules clearly state the market will resolve to yes if on any trading day the official CME price for the active month of crude oil futures is equal to or above the listed price. Yeah, that's it. I mean, we should probably go to the real Polymarket site and make sure that we're pulling the right rule set. And because it is day one, there could be a small bug, but I'm pretty sure we are. So let's double check.
Yeah, no, it's real. It says 78% on Polymarket. No way. Bro, is this free money? This is free money. This is free money.
We looked at the CME website, bro. We looked at the CME website.
Yeah, we're literally on the CME website. What's good, Stacy? Yo, this is crazy. I'm thinking marketing notes from Faded. Moving on. Thanks. Hey, we're just this is our first prediction market live stream on Party. You can actually do some predictions with us. This is not this is not financial advice, but if you are home and you are watching this, we just found a free 20% Polymarket opportunity right now. I'm actually not fucking around. So this crude oil hitting $100 by end of March. Let's read the full details down here. This market resolved to yes on any trading with the official CME settlement price for the active month. Stacy, we're gonna let's do a stream. We're way long overdue on a stream. The active month is nearest. The active month becomes a non-active month 2 days prior. I want to make sure. I mean, this is 100% correct. Look, this is the CME Group website. It said the last price is 101.18, and it's still at 77% here. This makes no fucking sense to me. I'm so confused. I'm genuinely so confused, Brian.
Yeah, I think you just,
we just gotta play it.
Market's inefficient. Like this is why it's early to be in prediction markets, and this is why we do it live on stream and we catch the clip, and now everybody knows that we just found them a 20% guaranteed return, and it's a liquid market from what I see. And again, not financial advice, and maybe we're just like really dumb. And
I might be wrong. Yeah, I don't know.
We might be completely wrong on this, but like I pulled up the CME site, $101. The rules said if it's above that price before the final day of the month on any given trading day, then it pays. So this is funny. I don't get it. Like what's the catch? Like how can it be so inefficient? But I think we're just early, bro.
I think we're just early, and also there's
Wall Street isn't trading this one yet. Clearly, otherwise they would have wiped out every last dime in that order book. Maybe we shouldn't tip them off. Maybe we should keep our mouth shut.
Yeah, this is crazy. But yeah, we literally just found an ARB opportunity. I want to see if we can find another one. Let's see if we can find. If you could find like 2 or 3 of these a day, that's a whole, bro.
You're making money.
Yeah, you're making good money. I think this one is interesting. I think it's going to be really hard to predict, but how many different countries will Israel strike in 2026? I'm going to take 5.
I would have to sit and look at like how many have they even done so far. Do you know?
Let's see. How many countries has Israel striked in 2026? Israel, as of late March 2026, Israel's conducted strikes in at least 4 distinct countries / territories: Iran, Lebanon, Syria, and Palestine.
In this year?
That's just this year, yeah.
See, but they hit Qatar too.
Really?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, so this should have been settled then. I think we just found another ARB.
Yeah, but that was a while ago. Maybe it was before the new year. You might want to double check that, but don't.
Also depends if we consider Palestine country. Strikes within the territory controlled by Israel, as well as strikes within the West Bank or the Gaza Strip, will not be counted towards this market's resolution.
So it didn't count Palestine. So it probably counted Qatar.
Yeah, strikes within the territory controlled by Israel doesn't count. So I guess that's like weird. What if they strike it and then take control of the area? Like that doesn't make
right.
I wonder why this is so low. This should be higher than 30% then, if we're already, The only thing I don't like about these like longer term prediction markets, and I gotta find a better way to like play them or somehow, to the end of the year is a long time. So these are
So like with those, you don't really want to touch those because like you're locking your money up. You want to look at like the next week or month, in my opinion, because otherwise, like you can just go get guaranteed yield on like USDC of 5% a year. So it's not worth taking. Like right now, we're looking at this crude oil at 78 cents, so you're getting 22% in the next few days if it hits. Something is so off. I have such a hard time believing. Did you read it? Is it the same rules on the Polymarket website?
Let's read it again.
It just doesn't make sense.
Where was it again? Was it in finance?
Will crude oil CL hit by end of March? NYMEX crude oil futures. Okay, well that says NYMEX. I thought it said CME in the rules, didn't it?
I thought it did too. I'm looking for it.
All right. Okay, so hold on. The rules. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Rules. It's the same. Yeah, official CME settlement price for the active month is equal to or above the listed price for the final trading day.
Yeah, it just spiked. It's spiking right now. So we caught that live. It's spiking right now.
This is equal to or above the listed.
You see it's at 87. It's about to go to 100.
Look at that. We got it. We were first, bro. You sniped it.
Yeah. God damn, I wish I had fucking like VPN or something set up, bro. What the fuck? Yeah, that's a good trade. Hopefully somebody caught that.
I'm not seeing it at that price. I see 72 cents. I see it plummeting.
Oh, never mind. This is a different one. See, we got to make that. That's a different one. It's WTI. This one is, what the fuck was that one called? CLI or some shit.
CM crude oil CL hit blank by end of March.
Let me search crude oil. Can you search
I'm rereading the rules like 10 times. The official settlement price for the active month of crude oil futures is equal to or above. The official settlement for the active month is equal to or above the listed price. If on any trading day, active month by the listed price. Yeah, I mean, dude, to me, like, let's ask AI, bro. Like, let's.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask AI right now. I'll put this through Grok.
Here's the rules. Current market for crude oil above $100 is trading at 72 cents. Here's the rules. The CME just showed it hit 101. What am I missing, or is the market mispriced? So we're just going to assume that us dumb humans are too stupid to read rules and see what the catch is. Okay, settlement price is not intraday price. The rules explicitly state that the only official CME settlement price counts, not intraday trades, highs, lows, or last traded. Yeah, they should define the the definitions in these rules a bit more clearly, because like. So yeah, because it's like a weighted average price. And you know what they should do, actually? And I mean, I'll give this feedback. Like, they should, whatever that price is, it should just be showing in real time next to the rules, you know? But I mean, look, I'll take these odds that it's going to go over 100. You know, all it takes is one more.
It's already over 100.
Yeah, but it needs to be an average price for the day above 100. That's basically what it is. Yeah, so we didn't hit that yet. But, I mean, I like this market. I like it a lot because things are chaos, and why wouldn't it go up, you know?
It's a high likelihood, yes.
Like this thing, like the price is going to blow out. Like the fact that it's not already a blowout it's absurd. It's being kept down.
You saw they turned down 2 Chinese oil tankers today too.
Yes, yeah. The prices are going up. If I was a hyperliquid trader, I would be like 4x leveraged right here. Because if it breaks 100 and like starts running, it's just going to run. But now that I'm, in the content game here around all this, I'll probably start trading more. I'll have like a company set up. Dang, I just got hosed on price though.
Why? What happened?
I was looking at one price and like it said 78 or something, but then like I see someone filled into 72. Like it's pretty wild how quickly this thing can fluctuate. So if you are a trader, put your limit orders in, because I think these are kind of crazy markets. I wouldn't recommend people doing market orders. You could really get killed here.
Crazy.
I'll be right back. Mute my mic.
We're gonna listen to some tunes, y'all. I'm gonna play that new bully.
And all of my friends, and all of my friends,
It's finna get a lot more dangerous. My brothers move a lot like strangers.
let's come together.
They say I'm blacking out like Akon. I'm feeling more con like Genghis.
And play again.
What they gon' do with them? Take some time off, they act like they don't remember. Couple fortnights and at least 2 winners. Back with the head taps and the head spinners. I've been going money fast, it could not go quicker. Throw it in the bag like a fastball pitcher. Designated hate for the designated hitter. Give it all you got, it does not make a difference. I've been high off living, man, I'm finna OD. White features hit the runway, OT. They think we off T, but it's anarchy. Could not keep a little model hands off me. There's nothing to discuss, so we not gon' speak. They never gave justice, so y'all know peace. Bank account filled with the root of all evil. Anti-hero, vigilante.
The Holy Spirit is all in one. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I'm gonna diss you right now. Let me tell you something too. The lady looked at me, really a lady looked at me and she said, never let someone know that they're getting you down. You see, if you let them know that they're getting you down, honey, they gonna kick you to the floor. But you know what I'm talking about?
The sign of Jesus is all in my room. I believe he's coming. He'll be here soon. I'm gonna praise him. Yes, I'm gonna praise the Lord God. I got involved with the Father. I got involved.
I haven't heard the album yet. Is it good?
It's not bad. It's not bad. I remember listening to it a few months ago when he first leaked it. And it's actually pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. Just like different. He's going with like a different sound. I don't know most of the songs. I guess he switched up the plate like what he normally does. This one I fuck with. I've heard this one before. This one's hard. But this is sick. I'm just like, now you got my mind thinking like all these different things. You got my mind thinking all these different things. I'm seeing all these markets and I'm like, bro, this is sick. Like, people are literally going to be going online, live streaming every single day, and just talking about the shit that they already give a fuck about.
Yep.
This with Meek Mill, Meek Mill getting Y Combinator funding. I could see it, low key. Maybe not by June, but you know, he's got like what 10 million followers on fucking Twitter, something crazy.
Yeah, bro.
That's crazy.
You want another one? You done? Okay, you're done. You're done.
Oh, this is that announcement earlier I was telling you about. So yeah, you could launch a public company. It's crazy.
What is that?
You could launch a public company on bags, like on chain. You could literally launch it. Sick.
That's so sick. Yeah, see, Cal, she's doing what's it called? You can leverage now.
On Calpy? Leverage
yes.
prediction? That sounds crazy.
Yeah, that seems a bit overkill, but it is what it is.
This is breaking news. Vice President J.D. Vance reveals he believes UFOs are demons. That's crazy.
Yeah, a lot of like Tucker Carlson was saying that. Oh, what is that from the interview that he just did?
Which one?
Dude, I'm so sick of them talking about aliens and shit when
This
they're
is literally
starting
from that.
war.
Yeah. He said he thinks they're demons.
I see you just crashed out on the crypto industry. That's funny.
Oh yeah.
That's really funny.
That's crazy. Okay, I will say this. I feel like there's a lot of like religious posturing that's happening right now. And I think people are like trying to like use religion as a crux of like fear mechanism.
Yeah, and like J.D. Vance talking about aliens now, just when he's like starting this bullshit war to try to, like just change the topic. It's just stupid, bro. Get it together, man. Get it together.
This is crazy.
Trump calling it the Strait of Trump.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, he called it the Strait of Trump, not the Strait of Hormuz.
I don't know if that's true. J.D. Vance says the U.S. government does not prosecute fraud if it's under 1.5 mil per year. This is crazy. What the fuck? All right, I found the clip. I found the JD Vance clip.
You're gonna release all the UFO files? We're working on it. Funny, when I came in, I was obsessed with the UFO files, and then you start getting really busy worrying about the economy and national security and things like that. I've still got 3 more years as vice president. I will get to the bottom of the UFO files.
Have you peeked? Have you done a peek?
Have I what?
Have you done a peek? I mean, like,
So I actually haven't. I have
Funny
not
how he's losing weight because he got made fun of for being so fat.
not been able to spend enough time on this to really understand it, but I am going to. Trust me, I'm obsessed with this. I've already had a couple of times where I'm like, all right, we're going to Area 51. We're going out to New Mexico. We're going to sort of get to the bottom of this. And then the timing of the trip just didn't work out. But trust me, anybody who's curious about this, I'm more curious than anybody, and I've got 3 years of the very, very tippy top of the classification. I'm gonna get to the bottom of it.
Okay, so you haven't been to Area 51 yet?
Not yet.
Some
Not
people
yet.
say they keep the UFOs in Ohio.
Yeah, Hangar 18, Hangar 18, right? I've heard that.
I
as
wonder.
well.
I wonder if he actually said, "I demand that I go to Area 51 tomorrow." If he would actually be allowed to go.
I
That's
wonder.
something
Yeah,
that
I wonder.
like how much, like who's in charge type thing, you know? Like if he said like tomorrow's the day we're going to Area 51, I'm the vice president, like I demand it. Like I don't know.
I think that's above his pay grade. I don't think he'll be able to just walk in the fucking.
I don't think if we had a prediction market on this, does JD Vance go to Area 51 before the end of the presidency? I'm gonna go with no. Like I'm literally gonna go with no.
All right. Well, we're waiting for it. We saw aliens.
And you know me.
We saw
you know me.
aliens.gov.
I don't think they're aliens. I think they're demons anyway. But that's more.
Well, I can't let you go without that. Because Barack Obama is on this podcast and he goes, "Yeah, aliens are real, but like here's where they're not." And you know,
I did not.
And so Obama says,
I didn't
"Yes,
hear that
aliens."
one.
He gets asked point blank, "Are aliens real?" Oh yeah. And then he goes, "But they're not at Area 51." And
well, where are they?
Well, that's what he says. Right. That's a great question. Trump had to go save them, and he said he's going to declassify.
Okay.
So you think they're demons?
Well, look, I think that celestial beings who fly around, who do weird things to people, I think that the desire to describe everything celestial, everything is otherworldly, to describe it as alien. I mean, every great world religion, including Christianity, the one that I believe in, has understood that there are weird things out there, and there are things that are very difficult to explain. And I naturally go, when I hear about sort of extra natural phenomenon, that's where I go to, is the Christian understanding that, you know, there's a lot of good out there, but there's also some evil out there. And I think that one of the devil's great tricks is to convince people we never existed.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I wonder why he's leaning into that. That's fucking crazy.
Well, I think it's
You're gonna release all the UFO files.
a lot of the symbolism and like evidence that like, you know, the Epsteins and all them are like kind of in this satanic thing is quite a lot of evidence that that's all going on. So good to hear him say it, but they're not gonna do shit about it. It's like, where's the arrests? You know, one market I really just want to do with Poly Market, but I don't think they'll do it, is to be like, you know, Leon Black and like show like a cutout from the Epstein files of like what he did, and then be like, you know, name 3 other people from the files with a little cutout, and then just be like, like none of them arrested, and then like Clav like shot a dead alligator, like jail. You know, like free Clav. Like it would be so viral if then you started the markets like, will they arrest Leon Black? You know, like they should have those markets open. Like if they're gonna, or will they charge anyone from the Epstein files? You know. But I don't know if that's too edgy to put out.
Yeah. Do you have a bunker? You don't have to answer that.
No, I don't.
You think it's worth getting a bunker? I'm just reading this.
Nah. I've just accepted it. If it's cooked, it's cooked. You know.
Yeah.
You can run, but you can't hide. You know. That's why I'm just in New York, just working. Like, full steam ahead, you know.
Check.
How's our 100 market looking now? 78.
Let me see. 75. This shit makes no sense. It's a free trade. Literally a free trade. Damn. Did you see the Cash Patel leaks?
Yeah, I didn't. I only saw like the front page of it. Like it just looked like whatever, him just like
Yeah, it's whatever. But it is
nothing
crazy
nuts,
that
right?
yeah, it is crazy that that's where they they're able to get into the director of the FBI's private email. That's
The guy's an idiot, man. I don't know how. I mean, like, he's such a buffoon. Like the video of him drinking at the Olympics was just like, you didn't arrest anyone in the Epstein files, and you're chugging beer with the U.S. hockey team. Like, get it together, man. Like, it'd be one thing if he didn't go into the role, like hyping up how much he's going to break down the network and go after the Epstein files. And like, if he never like even mentioned it once, I would have no expectations. But he was like, I'm going to go in there and just, everyone's going to jail, this or that. Not a single person's been charged. Think about that. Not one person.
We're negotiating
Bro, look at this shit. I found this clip. Hold on.
now, and it'd be great if we could do something, but they have to open it up. They have to open up the strait of Trump. I mean, excuse me. I'm so sorry.
Did the crowd laugh? It sounded like they did.
Yeah.
Fake news will say he accidentally said no. There's no accidents.
Yeah, the crowd was laughing. That's crazy.
Man, dude, people are sick. Bombs
This
away
interview.
and make jokes, bro. Okay, so the Joe Kent guy, like, I don't trust him at all. It's nothing but benefits for him to walk away and take the opposite side, because now he's got his like standing for his political career. Whereas if he like sticks around in the role, he gains nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like clearly, it's like a manufactured PR tour. So actually, let's pull up that market. Let's see what I bet is in the running for. Let's see, Joe Kent. What would it be? GOP president, probably, right? Republican presidential nominee. Let's see if he's on here.
No.
So no, yeah, there he is. Look, 0.7% chance.
Tom Brady. That would be fucking nuts. That would be like, what's going on here? Like, that's crazy. Ron DeSantis, JD Vance, RFK Jr. Isn't he old as fuck though? Like, why do we elect really old people? RFK. I thought he was AC. Yeah.
I mean, they just put him on here. Obviously, he has 0% chance, but like, there's no point to bet on that because it's years away and you get no yields,
Mm-hmm.
So it's just there just to be there. I mean, to be honest, like Joe Kent at 0.7 isn't the worst price.
You could sell that at like a couple points if it goes up.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, but like, does it matter to try to get a couple points? I don't know. Like, it's nice if it goes to 10%, but he has no personality. Like, I could see him be like a vice president, but I just can't imagine. And like, no one like reacted well to what he did. Like, it's not like everyone's like, yeah, like it's just a couple clips he got, and that was about it.
Yeah, and then what he just basically walked away and said, "I don't want to go to I don't want anybody to die."
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, like he threw them all under the bus. Like, he was like, we said we weren't going to go to war, and like, which is all true. Everything he said, I agreed with, but it's just like, he was a CIA agent, so you can't trust him. And like the way it was so orchestrated, where he went right to the Tucker Carlson show, and like it was like they put him on a big, they served him up with a lot of distribution. So like it was premeditated. That's the red flag. Because it's like he's campaigning then,
Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, this is my moment. I can, etc.
Exactly. Yo, I'm gonna go eat some dinner though, brother.
Yeah, it's been a good one. It's been a good stream. We just wrapped up 3 hours. So we'll get some more clips out. There's been some already getting posted. Excited for how this campaign's going to come out. And we got a lot of good.
It'll save to the profile. So if the Clippers want to go back and screen record stuff, if they missed it, they can do it that way.
Oh fuck yeah!
So I'm probably gonna run it back again later tonight with some other people. So I'm gonna take a little break and then be back.
All right, bro. Sounds good. Appreciate you as always. I'm definitely gonna be streaming more on Party and doing some of these prediction markets. This shit's fun. Peace.
Yeah, all right. Talk to you soon, brother. See you, Fabian.